All right.
I do not feel like doing a second episode with you, motherfucker.
I knew you wouldn't. I knew you wouldn't.
But we're recording ahead because it is your wife's birthday weekend, the night that, well,
when we would normally do this, it's her birthday.
Whatever.
And so we're a week in advance.
But for you motherfuckers out there that are streaming tonight, you know, laying in bed alone,
seeing a second episode
needing something
tonight.
to do,
Right.
you got us. We're here with you to take you through this
rub one out,
eve.
or you could, I don't know. What do they call it? I can't think of what they used to call it.
Whether you're smacking around that ham javelin or you're fucking playing a little DJ tonight.
That's right.
We're taking you through to the early morning hours, or at least till like midnight.
It's early morning.
What are we drinking, buddy?
So we went back to our tried and true Tullamore Dew. We'll finish the bottle off
Because you
tonight.
didn't prepare.
Well, it's not that I didn't prepare, but we always drink the same thing 2 weeks in a row,
Right.
but we wanted to change off with the bourbon and
Yeah.
do something different. So, going Tullamore Dew. I'll find something next week. So let's get through this real quick. CQ, the Pop Culture Warrior, on Facebook Live Tuesday nights, I think 7 Central, 8 Eastern. And then the Two Brothers podcast with Troy and Trevor. That's Saturday mornings on Facebook Live around 11 Eastern.
Right.
Trevor also has the Trevor Jackson podcast, and he releases multiple short episodes throughout the week. And he does Friday nights with Jack and Easy for the Dim Jackson boys, and they talk about all kinds of stuff.
I feel almost like we need to start talking about or mention the Drink About It guys again. I feel not bad.
I was just fixing to say the Drink About It guys were watching
And
from
they seem
home
to
and
they
Olive
seem to be
Garden.
good sports about it.
They are. I guess. I don't know. They may be crying right now.
They might be, or they
But-
might be like, "Fuck those
Yeah.
pieces of
So
shit."
Drink
which
About
is-
It
which is
podcast.
fine.
They actually do have some good interviews with
They do.
with owners and
No, they're
beer
good
brew
dudes.
companies.
We gave them a lot of shit just because they've never had us back on like they
Right.
said they would.
right.
But
Well, Hunter hasn't either, although he's trying to now.
I mean, they're like I said, they're solid 6s.
Yeah. Andy Harris on Twitter, the Andy Harris, and his podcast, This Is American's Life. We also have shirts and stickers.
Which I want to say
Patreon
something
coming
about
soon.
Andy Harris.
Yeah.
Is I don't interact with a lot of people and I don't compliment a lot of people, but he's a fucking good dude.
He is.
Like he's a good sport about shit and like
Mhm.
he's funny. He's legitimately funny. And
Yeah.
like no matter what, if I comment or fuck with him on stuff, he's a super good sport about everything. And like I like Andy Harris.
Yeah.
And I don't say that about many fucking people.
No, I agree. You don't. Yes.
Yep.
So go to the website, b3fpodcast.com, and click on the link that says, tell us what you really think, and anonymously
Yep.
leave a review of each of us individually and the show. You
Yep.
can rate us 1 to 5 I love you symbols. And
I need to fix that.
yes, you do. and you can actually put comments in there as well. And it is completely anonymous.
Yeah.
Now,
And also, hold on. But you always forget, like the website's important, but we need some like ratings, reviews on the fucking platforms you listen to. shit on.
anywhere you listen to it.
Yeah, like follow, share shit on social media, all that. Because we went into like a little sad fucking beggy tirade on the end of the last
We did.
episode. But legitimately, if you like this podcast and you want to see it keep going, fucking rate us, review us, share us with your friends. And we are going to be starting a Patreon up soon with some extra shit.
Yeah.
We're still working some of that out. But and I don't want to go into too much, shit with it. But like I said, we want to keep doing it. But there needs to be some incentive at this point in my life.
Sure. So there are way too many platforms out there for me to go to each individually and look at statistics and things. So if you list
I don't
whatever,
they don't need to know the numbers.
no, I understand. I'm not.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
not what I was saying. I was
okay.
going to say if you listen to, let's say you listen to something other than like Google or Spotify or
Right.
or Apple, and you leave us a review, just take a little screenshot and DM it to us so we can see and give you the proper things. Because I'm not going to go to Overcast and Squadcast FM and all that, whatever. I don't even know if that's a real place, but I'm not going to go to all those
Squadcast.
places and if it's not, it should be.
Right.
But
Dude,
anyway.
absolutely. I'm a fan. Sorry. What?
All right. Nothing. I don't know what you're doing over there, but it can't be good.
I know. I'm working shit out to fucking drop my kids off tomorrow.
I didn't know you had your kids this weekend.
Yeah. Okay. Picked them up yesterday. They're going to my parents' house for the week. Because it's the
Okay.
last 2 weeks of summer. So they're going
I
to
see.
their house this week and then they'll be at my house all next
Yes.
week. Fucking cheers. Tullamore.
It never gets old.
It never gets old.
It never gets old.
So a lot of places don't still for whatever reason don't have Tullamore restaurants and shit like that.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were right. Liquor
Because we
stores.
drink a lot at work. So if we go to lunch,
sure.
depending on where we go, they don't always have Tullamore. And
Jameson.
I've noticed that Jameson now almost tastes like fucking water to me, which is probably a bad place to be in my life. But
for sure in your life. Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, I can do Jameson now, and it's like there's not a lot of flavor, but Tullamore Dew always tastes like fucking happiness in my soul.
Yeah.
They need to be a sponsor, goddammit.
Yeah.
Or Redbreast. I would rather have Redbreast as a sponsor.
The straight regular Redbreast?
Any just the company Redbreast to give us any of their whiskeys, I would be so.
See,
have you had the non-aged, just the standard Redbreast? Have we had that yet?
I don't know if we had it on here, but I've had it before.
It's
I like
powerful.
the Tullamore better,
Really?
But when you get to the age stuff, I like the Redbreast.
18-year Tullamore compared to fucking 15-year Redbreast, there's no comparison.
Sure,
Goddamn Redbreast all the way.
Yeah, I've had 15-year Tullamore, and the 18-year Redbreast is better.
Yeah,
the 12-year Redbreast.
You mean 15 Redbreast and the 18 Tullamore? Because I don't think Tullamore makes a 15. They make a 12 and an 18.
Well, maybe I got it backwards.
Yeah,
regardless,
it doesn't matter.
Redbreast I still think the 12. Still think the 12 Redbreast is better than the aged.
Yeah.
Whatever. Tullamore.
But there is a distinct difference between the 12 and the 15-year Redbreast.
Oh, for sure.
Like I really wanted
30-year Middleton
for our 2-year point. I wanted to get us a bottle of 21. I really did, but I couldn't blow $400 right now at this point because I tell you? Okay, so I meant to mention on the last episode, so it's been this back to back, but over this weekend, which is the weekend before it'll be releasing, it's fucking tax-free weekend for back to school shit.
Yes.
I spent so much goddamn money on back to school shit for the kids, and I'm not even buying like full clothes and shit. Like it was backpacks. Jude's playing football this year, which is going to be fucking amazing to watch.
Yeah.
But and not because it's going to be awesome.
Until he gives somebody on the line secret finger.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And but like that shit, I'm having to buy Lyrica fucking laptop. And then
what'd you get her?
I got to order it tomorrow. It's just going to be a little
Chromebook.
No, I got her a Chromebook year before last. And the thing about Chromebooks is when they're new, they're awesome. But like about a year in, they run like shit.
Yeah.
They suck. And so I'm getting her a proper laptop. She's starting fucking
MacBook Air.
7th grade. God, fuck that. No.
Oh, okay.
Jesus Christ.
Dell Inspiron.
Well, because we have like with work some partnership terms worked out, I can get some shit really cheap through some of our partners.
My wife needs a new laptop, and I told her like it's tax-free weekend.
Yeah.
So like we can kill two birds with one
dude,
stone.
let me know what kind of laptop you want. I can hook you the fuck up. I'm talking about massively cheaper than you can in the store.
Well, I mean, it's a Mac.
Not if you want. If you Mac, no,
that's
because
it.
they control the prices. Okay, never mind then.
Yeah, so I'm hoping she wants to go and get it tomorrow. But
but in any Windows fucking PC, if you ever want one, I can hook you the fuck up.
Yeah. All right. I'll let you know if I decide to be poor again.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know whatever. So how was your week? No. No.
How have you been since fucking 15 minutes ago?
Well, so I started watching this new show I say new show. It's on season 2 right now. We went back and started season 1. But it's a reality show, and it comes on Showtime. And I say reality show, it's actually more of a docuseries.
Okay.
Like completely unscripted or anything like that, because it's documentary style, and but it's called Couples Therapy.
Okay.
You heard of it? No. Okay. Well, so the cameras are basically in on 4 or 5 couples in their therapy sessions, their marriage counseling or whatever, and some following along to their home or whatever. It is interesting, like is putting it lightly.
Scripted as fuck.
I don't think it is, because it's a documentary.
Okay, it's a docu-series.
Same fucking thing, just one's a series, and one is an hour to 2.
I got you.
Or whatever. It's not the same.
Okay.
It's not like watching Real Housewives is what I'm saying.
Okay.
It's a docu-series.
I'm picturing something differently. So,
I said a reality show, and that's not what I should have said to start.
That's what got me. Like
series.
Every fucking reality series in the fucking world is scripted.
Absolutely. And or edited to fit the
so docu-series. So there's in theory some journalistic integrity there.
Yeah.
In theory.
You would hope anyway.
But you know what kills me about documentaries, not to go completely off on a tangent, because I want to hear the rest of this, but is like people are like, well, it's a documentary, so it's true. I'm like, yes, but every documentary, and I'm not saying like docuseries, but for the most part, every documentary is used to tell a story from the perspective of the person that's making the documentary. It's almost always pushed one way or the other. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, for sure.
And I'm not saying this is. I'm just saying.
Michael Moore is the worst at. The worst about doing that.
Michael Moore. But anyway, continue.
But no, I'm just saying, like, it's very interesting to watch, like, couples counseling and things like that. Like, there's a guy on there. The first like 3 or 4 episodes, just like, this guy's a fucking dick, like completely. And then you hear a little bit more about like his childhood and things. You're like, oh, that makes complete sense.
Yeah.
You're still a dick. You just have a bit of an excuse now. Like, I can give you a bit of a pass.
But see, I get you're talking about the show, but to me, and I guess maybe some people never see it, but like to me, when you're old enough to realize that you had a shitty childhood, at that point, you're old enough to realize that you can change that.
Sure.
And that you're responsible for being, it always fucking pisses me the fuck off. And people are like, well, I'm like this because I had this happen when I was a kid. I'm like, no, if you're old enough to recognize that was a fucking thing, you're old enough to fucking change your behavior.
I say that on a lot of things. Like if you know what your problem is, congratulations. Now you have the power to fix it.
Right.
If you don't fix it at this point, you're making the choice to be.
And I'm not going to go into too much detail because I know some of Eli's friends listen to this from time to time, but we had some shit that went down recently.
Sure.
That
I say sure, like I know.
Right. No, well, he's 17, so shit goes on, you know that. But he was having some he was arguing us with about something. And he was saying, well, it's because of this, this, and this. And I was like, dude, you're fucking almost 18. If you're old enough to realize it's because of this, 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 and this, then now it's your problem, not anyone else's. So if you recognize what the problem is, like I can help you get tools to fix the problem.
Sure.
Like there's okay getting help and it's okay getting this shit.
Absolutely.
But if you can recognize it, then you no longer can blame it on something else, right? Like if you say, well, I'm like this because of this, like you said, congratulations. Now it's yours to fix.
Yes, now you can fix it.
Like if you never know, you may never know.
Like you said, you may need help to fix it.
That's fine.
But you have to make it's your choice. If you need help to fix it and you don't get that help,
right,
then you've made a choice.
Right. At that point
to continue with the problem.
And I get that some people are super fucked up and they never understand why, right? And I get that. But when you know why, or you try to pin it on something, at that point you have ownership. And if you have ownership and you choose not to do something, then you're the fucking problem at that point.
Yeah.
Then it shifts from like, say, well, I had shitty parents, so I'm X, Y, and Z. Well, as soon as you make that distinction, you are now the piece of shit because you have chosen to skirt responsibility to change yourself.
Yeah. And I'm a big believer.
It's not always that easy.
I'm a big believer in fake it till you make it about certain things, about most things. But like, for instance, my dad and I didn't have the greatest relationship growing up. But I'm 40 years old. It's been within the last 10 years that we actually have a decent relationship. Yeah. But growing up, not growing up. As my kids are growing up and not having that good relationship to base anything off of, to kind of have anything to build off of with a relationship with my kids, I eventually just took the stance of act like you think a good dad would act. And eventually it kind of, for most people, not everyone, it becomes second nature and you just start doing it's like when you start to say things ironically, eventually you're just saying shit. You know?
Well, I always look at it too, like you can make the choice to at the minimum saying, I know that my dad did this, this, and this really shittily. So I'm not going to do things like this, this, and this. It's the same thing, you know? Well, it's like, I mean, we've joked, I don't know if we've talked about it on here, but like one thing I talked to Amanda about a lot is like, I do not want Lyric and Jude to turn out like me. Not at all. Like that's, if I have any fears or as a parent is I do not want them to wind up how I am. And some of that's not in my control, because if it's like if anything's passed on them genetically as far as mental disorders or what the fuck ever, like I get that I can't control that, but from a behavioral standpoint, like I don't want them to, because I know how fucking shitty life is for me.
I've said the same thing,
and I'm not saying that I'm covetous of people's suffering, but you know, like I get people have way worse problems, but I mean, as far as my mental state where I am most of the time, I don't want them to be in that mental state because it fucking sucks. And so if I have any fears, lack of a better word, it's for them to end up like me. So a lot of
concern,
the way I raise them is to try to, I was lucky enough to have good parents for the most part. I really did. Like I can look back and say, okay, they probably could have like taught me this, this, and this a little bit better, but as a whole, I'm really fucking lucky.
Anyone our age, their parents could have been a little more nurturing.
It wasn't even nurturing for me. Like I wish my parents would have taught me way more about fucking finances.
Yeah.
Like that type of thing.
Yeah.
As a whole, like I don't regret, and there's, you know, stupid shit that stays with you, but as a whole, I'm very fucking lucky. Like I don't deny that at all. And so it's not like the parenting, like there's a few things here and there, obviously everybody has them, but for the most part, it's just like, I know my patterns of behavior when I was younger to now, and I look for those more than other things, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And to try to help them with some of that shit. But yeah, it's fucking stupid. But
but
as a parent, like, you know, some people are like, well, I want my kid to succeed. I don't want them to succeed. I just don't want them to fucking like hate everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I want my kids to succeed, but more than anything, I don't want them to be assholes.
And I've told my kids that same thing.
Or mooch like
right.
mooches.
Like
or
I want
whatever.
them
Like,
to be like, and I've told them more like, it's not my job to make you happy. It's my job to make you not a piece of shit. I didn't word it that way, but that's how I feel as a parent. Like my job, I'm a piece of shit. I'm not a leech, but like I'm a fucking asshole. I treat people, but that's my whole thing is like, you might, especially with like Eli, he's wired. He's kind of a dick, but if you can control,
dick.
yeah, but like that doesn't mean you have to treat people shittily.
Right.
You treat your friends like shit. Fine. That's what you do. We treat each other like fucking shit.
Yep.
But there's a baseline of respect. Like just because you're an asshole on the inside doesn't mean you have to be a fucking piece of shit everywhere else.
Yeah.
You know? Anyway, that's my thing. Like I just want to raise people that are kids that aren't fucking pieces of shit when they become adults.
Yeah.
Like be contributing members to the fucking world. Anyway.
Right.
Or even if you want to be somebody that doesn't contribute shit, at least be kind to people. You know what I mean?
Right.
And don't be a burden on people around you. Like the bottom line is like we were just talking about, you're responsible for you.
Yep.
Nobody else is responsible for your happiness, for your, satisfaction, for your content, for anything. You're the only person responsible for that bullshit. And you're going to be a better fucking spouse or whatever if you learn not to depend on other people to make you happy.
Yeah.
Then whoever's with you is an asset and a bonus and not a fucking tool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
No, I completely agree.
Yeah.
Like
Relationships, I think a big issue in a lot is people look at relationships as being utilitarian to fulfill some kind of need or to help them get to a certain point. And a relationship should just be something you want to be in, something you want to be a part of because you like the person, not because it benefits you. And I think that's a big fucking, I don't know.
Well, I think it can be both. I don't think your reasoning should be because you benefit from it. But I think if you're in a good relationship and you like the person or whatever, you're going to benefit from it.
Yes. But I mean, the purpose of the relationship, like you shouldn't be getting into a relationship if you feel like that some person is going to, like, if you need them to, like, how I'm trying to put it.
You should know who you are.
It shouldn't be like relationships, like healthy relationships are not codependent.
Sure.
Right. And so like, I'm not like Amanda and I, we're both like, we care about each other, but we're individuals. Right.
Yeah.
And so like, she would be unhappy or I'd be unhappy if she was gone, but I can still be an independent, self-sufficient human being without her in my life.
Right.
And vice versa. Like if I fucking kill over and fucking died tomorrow, yeah, she'd be sad about it. Or maybe she'd be fucking relieved. I would be relieved if I were her, but she's still an independent fucking person. Like she wouldn't know how to not function in society if I was gone.
Yeah. I get it.
Yeah. Anyway. Irregardless.
No,
that was a fucking tangent and a half. Jesus Christ.
That's fine. So anyway, couples therapy. If you like looking into, some of it is like watching a train wreck, and some of it is not. But so there's, and I'm going to get to this next topic in just a moment that is tangentially related to this. But there's a lesbian couple on the show, and one of the women,
fucking sinners.
Kind of cool. At least they're not.
I don't
gay.
understand.
No,
I don't understand. Anyway,
but one of them has recently been transitioning and had bottom surgery. So it's a trans woman, I guess, is what you would say. I don't know what.
I get so confused with that.
Sometimes I do,
and that's maybe my male privilege showing. But like,
yeah,
and I think it's great. I just the wording and the designators, I get very fucking confused about.
Sure.
Yeah. Anyway,
but when we first started watching it, this couple came on and they were talking, and the trans woman did something like with her hand on her face, and I went, Jesus Christ, that woman has huge hands.
Right.
And then she said something about, I've recently had my bottom surgery. It's like, oh, that's why you have huge hands or whatever. But anyway, so they were talking.
Is that what it's called? Bottom surgery?
The way when you have your dick cut off.
I've just never heard of it called bottom surgery.
Like whatever. Yeah. Top surgery for get tits added or taken away. Bottom surgery, you get.
Is that the actual name for it? Or is
that's what she said. She called it bottom surgery.
Interesting. Because I immediately think of that as like having your ass cheeks sewn together. Like that's what I think of.
Really?
Or like I ruptured my anus and now I have to have bottom surgery.
I imagine that if you're a gay guy and you're a top, you say, I'm fixing to go perform bottom surgery on this guy. That's how I view
it. Well said, sir. Which actually that brought me to a thought earlier. I was leaving. There's a coffee shop I went to, and the person had their pronouns written on their name tag.
God,
doesn't bother me.
It does. I don't know. I feel like it's virtue signaling.
But what if but that their pronouns, it wasn't a he, she, it was a they, them.
All right. So it was a little different.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. So they're
although you're only one person, but
even though I was kind of thinking about it, and I understand the they them a little bit. I was reading into it, but anyway, so it makes a little more sense to me now. Is like anyway, regardless, not going to go into that. But they had the they them on there, and I was thinking in the South though, like would it be you and Ewans? Or no, I'm sorry,
Only if you're
I'm sorry,
Appalachian.
I'm sorry, y'all Ewans for
Yeah.
they them. Would it be y'all Ewans?
No, it's y'all, you all.
Y'all, you
But
all.
if you're Appalachia, it's Yuns and all Yuns.
All Ewans, okay.
All Yuns.
And I was thinking about that. I was like, that's really funny to me. Like, not the pronoun, but if you turn that into like, what if you started turning pronouns into like colloquialisms depending on where you were from?
You could do that.
Which is
because I've heard Yuns,
amazing.
I've heard yawns.
Yeah.
And I've heard things.
Yeah. And so what I'm wondering about, what it got me thinking is like, is that an offensive thing? Like if they were like, oh, it's they, them. And if I was like, okay, y'all Ewans, you know, or whatever, like, would that be like,
I don't, because
they
they
would
can be
take that
used
offensive.
for a singular.
right?
Like you can say that belongs to them and be talking about
Right.
one person or,
Right.
or that's theirs or whatever.
Right.
Like
No, I got that.
it's typically plural, but it can be singular. But
Yeah.
y'all is never
Yeah, that's
one.
true. That's true.
And Yuns.
But they and them,
Yuns is one.
well, I understand.
sometimes.
I understand that like they or them can be used to address a singular, but
It
they're
can.
plural words.
Yes, they're meant to be originally plural,
Right.
but we have adopted them as singular at times.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. But so that's what I'm saying though. But by definition of like a plural word.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So I
Anyway,
just I
that's
thought
fine.
I laughed today coming out of the Starbucks because I was like, hey, y'all Ewans.
So what I was getting at with this lesbian couple and the woman says, I've just recently had my bottom surgery. Well, they were talking about how the incompatibility of their sexual drive.
What
their
up?
sex drive.
BRK Bird 17.
Bird. I don't know
Bird.
who this was. Up, fella. I don't know who that is.
Doesn't
What's
matter
up, though?
What's up? You came in at a great time.
Yeah. So anyway, they were talking about their incompatibility of their sex drive.
Right.
And
Which is weirdly a huge problem.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, but so the trans woman was talking about like there's times that sex, because I've recently had the surgery, and I don't know if I can't remember if it was like 6 months, a year, 2 weeks. I don't remember.
Whenever
It's like it's painful sometimes.
Right.
Makes complete sense to me.
Yeah.
And so they ended up that they're in an open relationship.
Sip a little Tullamore, buddy.
Y'all sipping light tonight? No, we're sipping Tullamore.
Oh, Jack boy, what's up, dude?
Oh,
fucking Jack, man.
This Jack boy. All right. What's up, Jack?
He just came on to look at my curves on the camera. But no, okay. So before I want to continue, but
go ahead.
I'm fucking stoked that Jack's on because God damn it, Jack, we need to work out a time for you to come on.
Yeah,
so you can shine.
I'm still thinking like we do it whenever they come to Knoxville to do their live at Neyland.
It depends on when that is, though.
It's Saturday, September 11th.
Okay.
That's why I said on 9/11.
I thought you said you thought it was.
I think it is, but I'm pretty certain.
Okay.
It is. But anyway, so anyway, they're in an open relationship. And
one more thing. I'm sorry. I listened to Jack Boy's record. It's fucking outstanding.
It's very good.
He wanted me to listen to his first one. I haven't got a chance to yet, but just a shout out to
the flow is amazing.
Yeah, but fucking shout out to like what is the name? Is it Jack Boy in the record? I don't remember.
Jack Boy is the name, and the album I think it's called Money Talking, or actually his most recent one I think it's called Still Money Talking.
Still Money. Yeah, but fucking like check his shit out. Like for real, if you like hip hop rap at all, it's fucking fantastic.
It's very good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like that first track, I was like, when is he breathing? Like it's so
for
much.
Sure.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm by no means an expert in any type of rap music because Troy has called me out for Troy has called me out more than once for trying to talk like I know something about fucking any type of rap music. But it's
we don't get into the deep cuts.
No.
Yeah. Much love.
Yeah, man.
What does Lego mean?
Let's go.
Oh, let's go. Yeah. I don't know why I didn't read it that way.
It was like, sir, continue.
So
couples counseling.
They
hurts when they have sex. Surgery has happened recently.
The sex drive is not compatible.
Right.
Anyway, so they decide to be in an open relationship. And they show a little bit of their personal life or whatever. And the trans woman is the one that doesn't want sex as often, obviously, because it's painful or whatever. But it shows her out with another woman somewhere. And my wife and I are watching this, I'm looking at her and go, I don't know for a fact, but I bet the open relationship was the trans woman's idea.
Yeah.
I mean, you're still working everything out, and that's definitely,
maybe
whatever, counts me. I don't give a shit. That's a guy thing to think.
Yeah.
And you're still dealing with male things at that
Well, this
point.
thing of polyamory and open relationships rarely end well. They
Yes.
work well for some. I mean, there's
Or
always
for a short
exceptions.
time anyway, at
Yeah.
least.
Well,
yeah.
no, I think they work for some people like long term for sure, but not many. It's an exception when it happens.
I still think a lot of them that quote work for long term are one person in that relationship is faking like they're okay with it.
Maybe
In a lot of cases.
maybe.
It's complete speculation.
Usually
on my
I will
point.
say that it's a guy that wants the open relationship but isn't cool with the girl
Till his woman's
fucking
getting
around.
dicked down.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But the
So
thing
anyway.
is though is the weird conversation that revolves around that, and people are, because again, like we talked about last episode, women are sexual and some are just as sexual as men, but as a whole, the purpose of behind sex for dudes is completely different for the most part than this for women. And so like I would, because I really don't think, like, biologically speaking, the male species is biologically built to be monogamous. Like biologically, we're not. Like, it's to spread the seed. I mean, every major ruler in history,
when you go through evolution and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
and that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about in modern society. I'm talking about evolutionary.
I got you.
Whereas traditionally, I shouldn't even say traditionally, like not like Judeo-Christian, but I mean historically as a whole, women tend to be more monogamous. Just how it is. And there's a whole fucking bunch of different theories on fucking patriarchy and what the fuck ever else. But I mean, even biologically, when you look at the animal kingdom, all that shit.
Sure.
And so I feel like it's a lot hard. That's why it's usually much harder for most dudes to settle down, so to speak. Yeah. I don't mean, you know what I mean? Because
yes,
you know, you get to the point where you have somebody you want to share your life with, but it's usually after you fucked a shit ton of bitches. You know,
right.
You know what I mean? As opposed
and some
to
dudes.
And some dudes.
Yeah.
You got to know what you like.
Yeah,
But
sure, how you know you're not gay,
right? And I'm not saying that monogamy isn't healthy. I mean, I think it's a good thing. It's stable. It's a safe way to be. But I'm just saying it tends to be a challenge for dudes. And usually, when people want that open relationship, it's because dudes want to fuck more vaginas, and women that are down are wanting to feel more connected to someone else that they're not getting emotional connection from.
Yeah, no, I think I agree with that.
Because like I really believe that, like. And again, I'm painting with broad strokes. There's always fucking exceptions, right? But a dude could go around and fuck half the goddamn city or the entire city and come home and still be a committed husband, father, what the fuck ever else, because it's a very separated thing. Not all, I'm painting broad, but most women, if they're fucking hooking around, it's because they're kind of done with the relationship they're in because they're not getting a need met.
Yes.
And dudes, you could be fucking your wife every fucking night, but
if you're not meeting the other needs, then
right. And so it's a cyclical thing, right?
For sure.
But or not cyclical, symbiotic, I guess, when it's whatever.
A little bit.
It doesn't matter. But so I mean, that's why I think it's important for like relationships to be successful. In like as a dude, you have to provide for your wife emotionally and physically, right? But because the most of the motivation for that shit is like you getting fucking laid. Like if you'll take care of your wife emotionally, you'll usually get fucking your needs taken care of physically, like because it all works to fucking together. And most dudes that are never getting laid are fucking kind of cunts to their wives usually. And sex drives change and ebb and flow over time. Right. It is a fucking attack. But at the same time, women that want to have more sex, but they treat their husband like a fucking little piece of shit, their needs aren't going to get met because the guy feels emasculated or not respected or whatever the fuck it is, right?
Yeah.
So it goes back.
The woman needs to feel loved and the man needs to feel respected.
More or less.
There's a book about it by Emerson Eggridge.
God damn it. I don't think it's love and respect. I think that's some bullshit. Basically, I saw a thing. It was on TikTok. This dude was like, ladies, you want some advice for like having your man and keeping him around and keeping him happy? Treat him like a fucking dog. And they were like, what? And he was like, fucking scratch his back whenever you walk by him, scratch his head, throw him things. Don't hand him shit, throw him shit. Like if he was like, hey, would you, hand me that fucking jar of pickles? Fucking throw him the jar of pickles. They love it. Like we love that shit. Like scratch his back, like tell him he's a good boy, tell him he's done a good job, like you would treat a dog that you loved. Like that's how, dude, it's that easy. They feel like you love them and like you think they're special and whatever, and they'll be like, oh, they'll stay around because you're meeting all our fucking, because when it boils down to, we're fucking so fucking simple to like,
for the most part,
to take care of. We're like, I just can't figure out men. It's like, yeah, you can. Stroke our dicks, tell us we're the best thing that's ever happened to you, and scratch our heads. We're fucking happy.
Yeah.
But when you start
dinner on the table when we get home from work.
No, when you start taking that shit away, then we start getting like, well, she hasn't like scratched my back in a while, or does she really think I'm the best thing ever?
But I mean, and not to to go back to the whole love and respect book thing or whatever, but like respect is a big deal.
Yeah.
You have to feel respected. Now, obviously,
but that goes both ways in different ways.
It does in different ways. I mean, people, I think what we would think of as respect, women thinks of it as a more loving or caring thing,
right.
But it's still a form of respect.
No, sure. Respect is important both directions.
Yeah, for sure. It just manifests itself differently. That's what I'm trying to say.
Absolutely. But when it boils down to is like, you should respect somebody enough to realize that they don't bend to your will and vice versa. And that's realizing that
you got to know each other's love language.
Fuck you, man. Quit throwing that God fucking damn it. I fucking hate you. I fucking hate you so goddamn much. We've argued over this on more than one occasion. The bottom line is, like, if you care about somebody, you get to know them, and then you do shit that fucking means something to them. Because I have found that most people, at least early on in a relationship, and they've never been really great at communicating, the things they do for you is the shit that they want done for them. Mm-hmm. So, like, if you've got somebody that's always fucking on you, touching you, they probably want to be touched more. Like, that's what the fuck it is. Or if they're always giving you shit, they want shit. So, like, to me, people find communicating hard, and we've argued about this shit before too, but it's really fucking simple if you break it the fuck down and are willing to, like, the hard part about it is stepping outside that whole fucking, well, you don't do this or I don't do this, and fucking just paying attention for them without projecting your shit, without viewing it through how you would view it, and like just recognizing what the fuck they're doing. That's how you fucking figure people out. Because like Eli was having a hard time. We were talking about some shit, and I said, the problem is, man, is you assume people are looking at you a certain way, but what you're doing is you're assuming they're looking at you how you see yourself. That's not how that shit works. And people do that in
projecting.
Well, people do that in relationships, even just projecting, like, oh, I'm feeling this way, so you must be feeling this way. In other words, I look at it as more as like, you say, well, if I was in your position, I wouldn't want this, so I'm not going to do it. Like, well, fucking, she's not you, or he's not you. It's like, fucking listen to what the fuck they're saying, or at least pay attention to what the fuck they're doing. You can figure this shit out. It's not fucking hard.
Sure.
But anyway.
If you're listening or watching, let us know how you feel about the whole open relationship thing and
but again, like we've talked about it though, like how my brain works, like I can fully separate emotion from that shit. It's all a very logical process to me.
Yeah.
So,
and I'm not quite to the extent that you are for sure, but I'm a little bit of that as well. But I mean,
because I've always been, I can make whoever I'm with feel like the most fucking special, perfect person in the world until it wears off for me. And then it's like, okay. And then they're like, oh, you're a piece of shit. I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of a piece of shit. Well, I'm surprised. I don't know how the fuck I'm still married. I really fucking don't. Like, Amanda legitimately loves the shit out of me, and I don't deserve it. Like,
she is a good woman.
Yeah. Well, you know that. You know me probably. Other than her, you know me better than anybody, and probably. Like, you know that I don't deserve to be married to any decent human being.
No,
not at all. And I say that like without any self-degradation or trying to be like funny at all. I do not deserve a decent human being to stick with me.
I'm punching down, just letting you come over here every week.
Exactly. But I mean, I fully recognize that. But she doesn't see that, and I get it. I mean, I don't get it, but I mean, I'm grateful.
I don't think it's that she doesn't see it. I think it's in spite of it.
Yeah, and that's weird.
It is. Well,
like, it's huge, but honestly, okay, she is probably the most giving human being I've ever known, and like empathetic and all that shit. But anyway, regardless.
Well, I mean, so that goes into a little bit of what I was fixing to say when you were saying, like, it once you know, as far as relationships go, it's easy. And my thing is, like, figuring it out or being told or taking or knowing what needs to happen to make the relationship work and make it be successful and healthy and whatever, that is easy.
Right.
It's the execution that's where things get hard.
Yes.
People say marriage is not easy. Marriage is hard. And I'm like, yeah, it actually is. I mean,
well, marriage is hard because it challenges your selfishness.
It absolutely does. But I'm just going to say, like, this is where, to say more positive about Amanda is that, like you're saying, like, I know you or whatever, like, and that's why I say I think she still loves you in spite of that. And that's what I'm talking about. That's what's hard.
Yeah.
I can know what to say or do or present or whatever to my wife It's just that when she pisses me off, it's
Right.
the continuing to do it anyway.
Right.
That's what's hard.
Right.
And like you said, it challenges your self.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I'm an expert at it by any stretch of the word.
But she also recognizes, and here's how we honestly work shit out. But we had a big talk before we even got married, and she recognizes, like, she wasn't surprised by the fact, like, she knew coming in I have bipolar disorder. And more recently, so she already knew I'm fucked up, like, and the things that come along with it. Like, before we got married, like, I shit you not. Now, her first husband was bipolar as well, but he was not medicated, all that kind of shit. So she had a little bit of familiarity, but I was just like, before we got married, I was like, here's my bullshit, put on the table. Now, granted, I've had the fucking antisocial personality disorder tacked onto that shit towards the end, and that just adds a little extra clarity to some other shit that's happened. But I think being open, like, because I mean, I a lot of self, depreciation, like humor and all that shit, but or deprecating depreciation, Jesus Christ. But self-deprecating humor and all that shit aside, like, I'm pretty self-aware. Like, I know where my faults lie, and they're most of me. But but I've never held those back. I'm like, these are the parts where I fucking suck, and like, I didn't surprise her with it. Like, I didn't fake that I was like this amazing whatever until we got married.
Which is a huge complaint that people have, is like, things are great, and then you get married or whatever, or you move in together or whatever, and it's like, this is not the same person.
That's why I am a huge proponent now. I used to not be, but like, fucking either like sleep with the person a lot or live with them for a while before you fucking just spend the rest of your life with them. Because after you tie up bank accounts and same names and shit.
Well, there's a lot of people now that are getting married, they're not tying up their bank account. Like, I know a 30-year-old, 27-year-old that got married last November or whatever. And
see, I'm so weird about that.
They're
like,
not, their bank accounts are not together. So I'll tell you how they do it. They pay, like, one of them pays this bill, one of them pays this bill or whatever. But there's a couple of bills that one of them pays, the other one Venmos their half to the other person. It is weird.
See, what makes more, so go ahead.
Well, I work with the guy, and when I tell him, like, my wife and I've just always, like, it's the bank account is, I don't even have finances. Like, my sister and her husband have a joint bank account. All their bills are paid out of it, but they have a separate account that X amount of dollars, and I can't remember what it is, X amount of dollars every week or month comes out of that and goes into hers, and X comes out of that and goes into his.
What I was about to say.
That's their, I want to go get a double cheeseburger every day when I get off work, or I want to save my money and buy a Gucci bag or whatever. Like, that's what they do.
That's what I was going to say. Like, that makes sense to me.
That does make sense to me.
Having completely separate accounts, being married doesn't. And that's a weird old school. I understand it's old school way to think.
It's definitely old school.
But
like, I mean, if whatever works for you, works for you, and that's fine.
Right. But I guess in my brain, like, if I'm not sharing a bank account, I don't trust you. Like, that's what it says in my brain hole. And I look at it,
and that's not the way the younger people look at it anymore.
Right. I know that. But also for me, not just that, because Amanda and I, we've always both worked, right? And I'm in a position now with this job, she doesn't have to work now. But to me, it's still our money. Like, I'm making the main paycheck, but she does a fuck ton of other shit that I don't do.
Yeah.
And so it's a full partnership to me. So to me, like, if you and I, if which we need to do, but like, say we had a full, like, booming business, like this podcast was our primary source of income, I'd have my bank account, you'd have your bank account, but we'd still have a B3F bank account. And because we're partners, and that's how I look at the same way. You know what I mean? Like, we still can have our own individuality in it, but we have a shared thing because we're partners in what the fuck we do. And that's how I look at it more than anything.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's just when I try to explain to this guy that I work with, what is
deep infiltration time?
When I try to, when we were having this conversation at work one day about bank accounts, things like that, and I told him the way my wife and I are, and we don't even have our own separate bank account that we spend. I mean, I have some credit cards that are just in my name. She has some credit cards that are just in her name or whatever. But go ahead, what? Just making it.
It's for Trevor.
I know it's for Trevor. That's fine. But he was just, I just said, it's so foreign to me that she has no clue how much money's in your bank account. You have no clue how much is in hers. Like, let's just bring trust into it or whatever. Obviously you trust each other, but like, how do you know? What if she has no money? What if it comes time to pay your mortgage? You're like, hey, you're going to Venmo me your half of the money. Yep. Yeah. I love you, man. What if it comes time to pay the mortgage? You pay and you're like, hey, I need, just go ahead. You can Venmo me that your half of the mortgage or whatever. She's like, yeah, I don't have it.
Right. Well, those are the type of problems that come up with that shit.
They do.
Yeah.
it works for some people. There's never an issue,
but it still happens a lot.
I think it does. I'm saying like I think it's more of an outlier that doesn't happen.
Right.
But
I would agree.
I know myself well enough.
I've watched Judge Judy enough to goddamn know that shit happens.
I know myself well enough to know that if I were getting married right now, somebody was like, so I'll pay this bill, you pay this bill, and then to make it even, one of us will Venmo each other the money. Right. I'm like, well, you don't trust me or what? Right. Like I would definitely internalize that.
Yeah.
And just go, so what's the problem? You don't trust me or what?
Well, you're a bitch. So
yeah, maybe. But anyway, so yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
That's what you say when you're focused on something else.
I pulled something up that it's for later. Okay. It's for later.
That's fine.
Did you just shit your pants?
No, really? It's probably one of the dogs behind you.
Oh, I just realized the dogs were
back there.
Dude, I ate fucking Chinese buffet hour. I figured for sure I'd be fucking shitting my pants by
now,
but I haven't. I'm amazed.
So I thought it was
my life is day after day of diarrhea. That's my entire existence.
So that brings me up to something else I wanted to bring up. We've talked about this multiple times before, but my wife and I were watching something on TV earlier today, and I hit pause and said, I gotta go. Like I have to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, just emergency shits.
Yeah. And I had farted and thought I shit my pants. And that's when I jumped up and I went to the bathroom, and I got to the bathroom, and like the shorts hit the floor. And as I'm sitting on the toilet emptying my colon, I'm looking down and everything. I'm like, sure. Oh, okay. Well, I didn't. So it's fine. I didn't. Yeah. And I thought about that, how you shit your pants more than I do, but I think I shit my pants way more than you
actually
do.
Shit my pants.
I understand that, and I haven't in 4 or 5 years either. Like I've told the story about doing it on here. I was sick as a dog, went to work and shit myself.
Yeah, that was a great story.
It is a great story.
I'm waiting, like I shit you not, at some point one of us will shit our pants on this podcast.
Maybe.
The odds are highly in favor of
I think the odds are way more in your favor.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I think you shit your pants more than you've shit your pants in your life more than I have, but I have thought I shit my pants way more than you have.
You got that sweaty asshole.
I guess I do. Or I just don't trust my sphincter.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's been reamed out a few times. So
it's being generous.
Yeah.
No. So I thought about something last episode when you were talking about your arm, the shadow from your arm blocking or whatever. And where I've noticed that
I'm still mad, but whenever I think about Shay being like, Steven looking thick, I'm like, fuck that cunt. Fuck that guy.
Oh, God. I love Shay. He doesn't comment on things often, but when he does, it's gold. Good. So, and I thought about that, the camera angle and the way it is. Look at that.
Camera angle, the way it is.
The way it is I noticed I adjust my dick and balls a lot. And I noticed a couple of weeks ago, and so I've tried to consciously not do it as much. I noticed that you can see if I like it when I go and
because you're right there.
Yeah,
like I got all of this, but you're showing all of this. My dick's under the table,
and I guess I don't get it. I mean, the camera's like dead center of everything, but I guess it's just tilted a little bit. I don't know, but yeah, I noticed. And so when we were talking 2 weeks ago with Melissa Morgan, I went to go adjust. And as I turned to do it, I was like, I don't want her to see me grab my balls, so I will wait.
Yeah. Dude, did I tell you, speaking of, Jude called me at work on Friday. His day I was going to pick him up. So he gets anxious and he'll call me like, hey, Dad, when are you going to be here? So my phone rings, middle of the fucking work day. I picked up. I was like, hey, buddy. He's like, hey, Dad. He goes, hey, and I had ordered him some shit for school that was supposed to come in the mail. I said, Dad, guess what I got in the mail today? I said, what? He goes, these nuts. And I was like, what? And he was like, that's all. Love you. Bye. And hung up. He called me just to yell these nuts at me over the fucking piece of shit kid.
Did I tell you about, I can't remember if I did or not, but Matthew, my youngest son, who's 21, I need to get him on here sometime, but and then to Gabe, my oldest, we all went to one of the Ice Bears hockey games one night, and he got Gabe so good with D's nuts, like the an Imagine Dragons song comes on, and he goes, and Gabe's like singing the song or whatever, sitting there, and Matthew goes, who sings this? And Gabe goes, it's Imagine Dragons. And he goes, Imagine dragging these nuts across your head or whatever. Yeah. And Gabe just kind of like looks like, and he said, I think you own my house now.
Well played.
But Olivia left and said she was staying at Macy's. Goose is in his kennel for the night.
I'm glad you read that out loud
Yeah,
on the podcast. Good job.
So yeah, anyway, so it's from my wife.
Yeah.
But anyway, he got Gabe again at some point. It was like, do you prefer like to download songs, or do you like tapes and CDs?
Got a rigger.
Yeah, I saw that. And Gabe was like, I don't know. What do you mean? He was like, tape this dick on your forehead so you can see these nuts. I don't know. Anyway.
Well done. Well done.
So,
yeah, I got Jude with some secret fingers today.
Did you?
He tries to get me all the time. Like anytime I've been over, anytime I'm walking, I have to watch for him behind me fucking jamming his little fucking fingers in my butthole. And he was doing laundry, or Amanda was showing him how to do laundry, and he was up on his tiptoes, like putting things in the fucking washing machine. I came up behind him and I lifted his ass up over the corner of the fucking thing.
What did he do?
He just, "Ah!" And then he laughed. He was like, "Good one, Dad."
It's such a weird kid.
I know. He told me he got a cousin the other day, but he said he got he told me he got the break and twist.
Oh
Which means he got the break and twist.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
All right. So I got something else I wanted to talk to you about. I wanted to ask you about.
That sounds serious.
No. But I don't know how much of this you're going to know about, since you're not into sports and you're not patriotic in the least. The Olympics is going on.
I am so.
So the Olympics is going on.
In Tokyo.
Yes, in Tokyo.
Hey.
It's the 2020 Olympics.
2020.
Yeah.
One.
No.
Hey.
All the signs still say 2020 Olympics. Yeah. Simone Biles. All right. Understood. Simone Biles is her name. Okay. She is widely considered the greatest gymnast of all time.
Okay.
There are moves named after her. They score her on a different scale than everyone else she competes against.
That's unfair.
It is unfair, very much. And she's black, so that's like affirmative action working in reverse.
Right.
So, but they score her on a tighter scale than everyone else because they're trying to deter everyone else from trying things that is likely to get them hurt. I disagree with that.
Stupid.
It is. I completely disagree.
Continue. I have never heard of this person, but yeah, whatever. Sure.
So anyway, Simone Biles, she really is. I'm not into gymnastics. My wife and daughter like watching it, so I've seen it. But, so anyway, she competes.
Hold on real quick though. As a fucking 14, 15-year-old boy, I love the fuck out of some gymnastics.
Especially when the Russian team gets up there.
Because half of those girls were your age at 14, 15 years old.
Well, you just know the Russian team's getting beat afterwards. But no, so
was I.
So she competes individually and she competes on team.
Okay.
And she, I don't know, a day or so into it or whatever, she decides she's not competing on the team anymore. And it was what everyone wondered why. And it was, she said that it was said eventually, there's so much going on or whatever, like mentally I'm not there. I'm not in it. I can't handle it. The pressure's too high. However it was worded, I don't know. But she did that. And then a day or so later, she bowed out of all of it. Like, I'm not competing in it. Because my thought was like, well, you just screwed your team over.
Right.
But you're still going to compete individually. And then she bowed out of all of it.
Yeah.
And it's come out now and they're calling. So you've heard of the yips, right? In sports, you get the yips. Have you heard of that before?
No.
Okay. Jesus Christ. How have you never heard of the yips?
I don't know.
So like you're a shortstop. And you screw it one time, you double clutch one throwing to first, and you screw it up, and then you can't not do that for a while.
Okay, yeah,
that's called the yips. You're in your own head.
Yeah, no, I got you.
Can't.
I got
you.
Yeah, I've just never heard the
term. Well, in gymnastics, they call it twisties, and I'm not making that up. They call it twisties. Your equilibrium, your internal gyroscope, whatever, gets off or whatever. And I understand that's a real thing.
Right.
But she's considered the GOAT of gymnastics or whatever, and like I have a problem with that because my thing is like, if you're the GOAT, you kind of don't let the pressure get to you. You go ahead and you rise to the occasion. That's part of being the GOAT is you rise to the occasion.
I disagree, but okay.
You're Tom Brady. You're over 40 years old. You go to a new team, and your first year on the new team, you win the Super Bowl. People don't do that.
Okay.
It just doesn't happen, but you rise to the occasion, and you do it. You're Michael Jordan. Whatever. You can't.
Until the Wizards. But yeah, go ahead.
Until the Wizards. He's still a great player, but but whatever.
But can't you be the greatest of all time until that point?
Well, his dad gets killed or whatever. He
Right.
plays baseball for a year and a half. He comes back and still beats the shit out of everybody.
I got you.
Anyway, so I just kind of wanted to get your thoughts on that.
Yeah.
From a mental illness and all that kind of stuff. Like, people are praising her right now for like, live your truth. And
see, I find all that's bullshit.
But thank you for bringing thank you for bringing mental illness to the forefront and all that kind of stuff.
See, I feel like I don't care about any of that shit, because to me, 100%. Like, if you can recognize that you need to bow out, like you said, at first you had a problem because it was for she was going to fuck her team over, but she bowed out of everything. To me, that's a sign of actually.
That's more respectable. To
me, that's very respectable.
Yeah.
When you recognize that. But how old is she?
25, 24,
okay,
25.
So at 25 years old, if everybody thinks you're the best ever and the expectations for you are so fucking ridiculously high, that's a lot of fucking mental pressure on somebody that's not getting paid millions of fucking dollars.
She is, because she has millions of dollars in sponsorships.
Right. I get that. But I mean, for her profession, blah, 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 blah.
Sure, but no one's getting paid that for the Olympics.
Right, exactly. But I know, regardless of all that shit, I'm just saying, like, I get it. Like, I get that side of it. I think it's a respectable thing. I don't know how she's playing it. Like, if she's using it for publicity, that's a whole different fucking story.
I don't feel like she is.
Yeah. Then I don't think there's anything wrong with it, because you can be the greatest of all time and an innovator and not have a fucking illustrious fucking 40-year career. Like, if she's accomplished more in the last fucking 24 years than anybody has up until where she's been, and she's the fucking GOAT. I mean, there can be a different GOAT. It's not about rising the occasion. It's about what you accomplish as an individual. And if she's accomplished more than anyone else, she's the greatest. That's how the fuck it works.
Yeah, but if you can't accomplish that at the highest level, I don't consider you the GOAT.
She has accomplished it at the highest level, though.
She hasn't. She bowed out of the Olympics.
Olympics isn't the highest fucking level.
Yes, it is.
There are so much that's higher than the Olympics.
Not for gymnasts.
I don't know. I don't know about the gymnast world. I don't know if there's professional competitions
I'm
outside.
Completely giving an opinion right now, but like, that's the thing. You're working to be on the U.S. Olympic team.
I feel like there's more to it. I feel like there has to be competitions and things outside of the Olympics that are just as important.
But everyone is judged on your Olympic medals overall, and that's why that's so important.
Is it that as far as mass public level, or just as people are, because people aren't aware
of the mass public level, the gymnasts themselves striving for that. That's what I think.
Right.
What I think.
Right. So I guess my argument would be, because like say, like, take the dream team or take fucking like NBA basketball. It's far superior for the most part to fucking Olympic basketball.
Oh yeah, except that our team lost.
I'm talking about the NBA as a league versus like the Olympic league, lack of a better fucking word. And again, so I don't know how the gymnastics world works. Like, you would think that the Olympics is the pinnacle, because gymnastics isn't like a well-known sport like the NBA is, obviously. But like, if
it's not as popular, for sure,
right? But you wouldn't judge an NBA fucking performer, like his greatest, their fucking caliber of playing, by the Olympics.
No, but because the NBA is the end all be all, whereas I'm saying the Olympics is the end all be all.
But it may not
for gymnastics,
as far as you know. I'm just saying, I don't know.
But I don't know.
Has she been in Olympics before this one?
I think so. I don't remember if she won or not.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I think she did.
So I guess I don't feel comfortable commenting. Like, but again, if she has moves named after her and she's judged on a different scoring system,
she has completed some moves recently, not in Olympic competition, but recently that no other woman can do.
Right.
It's there. Everyone's blown away that she can do it because
see, to me, the greatest of all time isn't necessarily indicative of how you handle pressure as much as how you, like, what you're able to do.
Yeah.
Like, say Jordan never won however many fucking championships he won.
6.
I don't give a shit how many he won.
Well, you said however many. I'm telling you how many.
Okay. But say that was the case, but his innovations to the game still brought the game to where it is. Because I would say that Jordan is largely responsible for how the game is played today.
I would agree with that as well.
So, say his team never won a fucking an NBA championship because he was the only good fucking player on the team.
Yep.
And whatever reason. So he never rose to the occasion and brought them where they needed to be. Would he still be the GOAT?
Here's why I say this is not a good argument because he rose to the occasion by taking less money so they could get good players.
Right. Okay.
That's the
he
thing.
Did that, but right. But
the goats do that kind of shit, is what I'm saying.
See, I look at the goats as a pure skill thing, not as a character.
I look at it as all the way around.
Yeah. See, like to me, GOAT, the greatest of all time, is who has it's a skill level and an innovation level. Character aside, what they do for the team
statistics
aside
don't mean anything for the GOAT.
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Because there can be a lot of, like you say, Tom Brady, right? And again, I don't know football. I'm not trying to make that argument.
I'm not a huge Tom Brady fan, but
right.
he is considered the greatest quarterback.
Right.
Anyway,
I understand that.
Yeah.
But so he came in at 40 to brought the team to the Super Bowl. But did he fucking by himself win that goddamn Super Bowl?
No, football's the only sport that you can't win by yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
And that doesn't take away his previous accomplishments.
They had almost the same team as the prior years.
Right.
That no one. But that's the thing about it is, no quarterback has ever went to a new team and won the Super Bowl the first year in a new team.
But that could be 1,000 different reasons. Like Tom Brady is the obvious one that went there.
Yeah.
But I mean, there could also be a strategy in coaching that was built around him. It could be like,
but that in itself in the NFL is a feat to be able to mesh with another coach.
Right. No. And again, I'm not arguing because I don't know enough about it.
Sure.
But again, so like if you say GOAT to me, like it could be somebody that didn't even play. Like if somebody innovated the game, like again, I'm going to go back to Michael Jordan.
Okay.
To innovate the game that much, but never even fucking there was, I don't know. To me, like a GOAT is literally the greatest of all time. I don't look at his character or winning championships or shit like that. It's what they bring to the fucking table and what they accomplish in the time that they play.
Okay.
Like it's not like a GOAT isn't designated by fucking like the championships their team fucking won.
But do you look at not being able to,
like, what other women's gymnast has ever been scored on their own system separately from everyone else every time they've competed?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't think anyone.
I'm guessing
has.
anyone.
I don't think anyone has.
Okay, so maybe we're using. I hate the word GOAT anyway. By the way, it's fucking stupid, but
it's an acronym.
I know, and it's fucking. It's like when people say Warner Bros. It fucking annoys the shit out of me.
That is stupid.
It is still fucking short for whatever. It's not an acronym, but it's not whatever. But regardless of that, I guess, especially in a sport like gymnastics, when even though you're on a team, it's still an individual fucking sport. Like the success and the skill level you have is solely based on your performance. Now, like on the team side, they're fucking averaging score however the fuck they do it, but an individual competition is still based entirely on the work that you've put in, right? And so if you take team aside,
okay, yeah, go ahead.
Right,
you're talking about scoring the individual competitions.
I'm talking about the scores you receive on the individual competitions. It's based on the work that you
based on how you perform there, and
right. And which is related to the amount of work that you fucking put in.
Can be.
Yeah. Or talent or whatever the fuck you want to put it as.
Sure. I'm just saying there's been a lot of people this year that are regarded as some of the best to ever do it that they just
can't perform.
Not as well as they do outside of the Olympics.
And I guess how I look at it is for her. And because you got to think that generationally and like age group of shit, things have changed a lot in the ability to handle pressure and the ability to handle what the fuck ever. And so if she doesn't have the emotional capacity to handle the pressure that she's under, that doesn't take away from the amount of talent and how she's changed shit. I guess that's my point. Because honestly, like most younger people now don't have the same mental tenacity as they did.
I agree with that.
But that doesn't mean they're less skilled.
No, it doesn't.
That doesn't mean they're less innovative.
I think that is argument for why they're not the GOAT.
But I think that's an old school way to think about it, is my point.
Could be.
Because like there's Michael Jordan will eventually not be the GOAT because there'll be a player that comes along that is a better fucking player.
It could be. If the NBA continues to go the way it's going, that'll never happen. He'll always be the GOAT because it's too easy for the point scorers now.
Right. No, I get that. But point being is there's more to just like rising under pressure to be the GOAT. That's one part of it, I could say. But if to me,
that's what I'm saying. It's one part of it. I'm not. It's not all of it.
No, and I would agree.
It's
with
like
that.
if you can't rise to the occasion or you can't handle the pressure.
But how many times has she risen to the occasion before this particular thing? Because the reason I say that,
I don't know. She's 24 years old.
Because the reason I say that is so, like, say Michael Jordan, right? Again, that example. Like his dad fucking got killed, and he just absolutely fucking like lost his shit. Which understandable. His dad died. Played baseball. Fucking sucked at baseball. Came back to the NBA, was never the same.
That's the thing. He didn't suck at baseball.
Comparatively speaking, he wasn't great at baseball. He couldn't have played on a major league team. He played on a minor league team.
That's the thing. The coaches that he had said had he stayed with baseball, had the same amount of time in the minors that most minors have, he would have absolutely went to a major league team because he didn't stay in there.
You're talking a theory, though. He could have.
I understand that, but I am basing it off of the professional's opinion.
Right, but again, still opinion. He never did it. Is my point?
Yeah, he didn't. But I'm saying
base
it off of.
But when he came back, he was not the fucking same.
No, he came back and won championships after baseball.
Oh, was it? I was my timeline messed up. Regardless of whatever. So I don't know. Again, this is where I don't know sports.
I understand that. I'm just saying.
So my whole thing is.
Oh shit.
What's up?
Good evening, Mr. Smith.
Maybe you can help me out here, Troy.
Did I call y'all live?
Yes, you did.
Because I was watching the episode, and I'm like, hey, I called Trevor and said, hey, man, did you see that freaking vagina you put on?
I don't know what I don't know what you're talking about, man.
What were we talking about when you were watching us?
It was just the beginning. I said, I missed the show. And I'm watching the show, and they said, oh, they're on live right now. I said, how are they live right now? And I'm watching the show right now, but 3 hours ago.
All right, so
you got me fooled.
No, so we're back to back in it tonight, baby.
Yeah, we're recording 2 episodes this weekend because my wife's birthday is next weekend. So you're watching the first episode, and we're now recording live the second episode.
Okay, good. Well, I just felt like calling in just to talk smack and tell y'all to quit taking the videos down after you record them.
Sorry, man.
Watch them.
So then you have to wait till Wednesday to watch it, man. We're fixing to have a Patreon where you can get the videos like the same day.
Oh my gosh! But then y'all get so many views, they disappear.
Yeah, I know, right?
No, it doesn't disappear.
Why do you do that?
The views don't disappear. We make it private, so we still have all the views. You just can't see it anymore.
God dang it, Joey! That sounds like a corporate move. I don't think it was my boy Steven's idea. That sounds corporate.
No, actually, it was Steven's idea.
Corporate. That's all Joey's idea.
It was Steven's idea?
It was to make the videos private so that they can go back up with the break cut out of them on Wednesday was absolutely Steven's idea.
I tell you what, I think what's going to be a great idea is that new segment y'all going to have where people call you with bad news.
Yeah.
I can't wait till people start calling in on that. That's going to be nice.
Dude, I'm so excited about it.
I mean, I hope we hope people start calling in. Otherwise, Steven's gonna quit.
No, I can hear Steven now say, "Hey, man, your wife divorced you, man."
Yeah, right.
Are you kidding me? Yeah, she divorced you right now.
Well, see, I'd be good at it because I've already heard that myself like 2 times before.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. That's what I'm talking about, man.
So while we've got you on here, currently we are talking about Simone Biles, and and the whole situation. While commendable that she recognizes a mental issue and all of that and her internal equilibrium, giving her the twisties and things like that and bowing out. My thing is like, she's widely considered the GOAT. And I'm saying, well, in general though, when you're the GOAT, you tend to rise to the occasion and the pressure doesn't get to you. And so, I just wonder what you think about it.
Well, my thought is, if you heard the show this morning, I just think that I think people using the mental term, the hot butt term right now, and over exaggerating on it.
Okay,
so
that definitely happens.
The twisties, I definitely, because she can't. Unfortunately, I don't think she can fight through possibly breaking her goddamn neck.
No,
you know what I'm saying? If you got the twisties going up in there, yeah, you got to make sure your equilibrium is on. But see, that's the equilibrium of fighting through mental blockness compared to mental disorder. See, Steven can speak on that because he understands mental disorder. And Steven, I guess the question would be, how you feel about them overgeneralizing it compared to, no, that's not a mental disorder. That's just freaking, your mind is not connecting with your body.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Compared to, schizophrenia or freaking bipolarism or mood change. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think they're overdoing it.
Yeah, and that's what I was kind of getting at. It was like, I don't think it's necessarily like a character issue to be the GOAT if it's a legitimate disorder. But I don't know what she has going on behind the scenes, if it's just the twisties or if she's actually like got some shit, messed up in her brain hole. Like, I don't know. So if it's a legitimate thing, then I don't think there's anything wrong with the GOAT label if she's innovated the game that much. But yeah, I mean, I can see if she's just used it as an excuse not to perform, then I can see both sides, I guess.
I guess my thing is like you can innovate the game without playing it. That's the thing. Plenty of people innovate. Plenty of coaches innovate the game and never really played it.
By innovating the game, I mean bringing a skill set that people emulate.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know.
I would think it's like Michael Jordan. You know how Michael Jordan had the flu playing in that game, the playoffs?
Yep.
I bet if he said, hey, I'm mentally not here, they goes, oh, he got a mental disorder.
Right.
And if like in today's time,
yes,
they will overdo it. Like, no, dude, he got the freaking flu.
Right.
And he can't play through it, but he stayed through that.
Right. But my point,
going.
But my point also was too, when we were talking about that, is the viewpoints on a lot of that stuff, even though it is used as an excuse, it has changed a lot. So like younger people don't have the same mental tenacity as they did 20 years ago. That doesn't dismiss and that doesn't dismiss their skill. It just dismisses their ability to handle certain things. And so that's where I'm on the fence about, because I don't know her. I don't know the shit that she deals with. So, you know, who knows? But I don't think one necessarily, negates the other. But it can. It depends. And
besides Simone Biles, go ahead.
No, I just said Troy just said, "Damn it, Troy," or Trevor just said, "Damn it, Troy."
Damn it, Troy.
I mean, but besides the whole that, so Simone Biles, whatever, to the side, I think we're raising up a lot of soft people, dog. That's just me. Like,
yeah, but you know,
old school coaching, get in your face, sit down somewhere.
Yeah,
you're just not good enough to make you want to play harder, like cut you.
Yeah. You played football, didn't you, Troy?
Yeah.
How many times what positions did you play?
I played in high school. I played fullback and defensive tackle. In college, I played, and in college, I played number defensive tackle.
Right. So how many times have you had a coach take his whistle strap and slap the shit out of the back of your thigh because you're not lining up right? Never?
No. Oh, yeah. I mean, no. They might grab me and say, "Get over here."
No, we had a coach
over here.
We had a coach in middle school and high school that would take his leather whistle strap and rat tail the back of your leg if you didn't line up.
But
right.
Here's my argument. You know whose fault that is?
That's because you done. Who fault was that?
It's ours. There are kids that are little bitches. It's
our fucking I agree
fault
with
as
that.
parents.
That's what I'm saying. I'm with you on that. That's what I'm saying. It's like the coach used to tell you back in the day, if I don't get on you, I don't like you.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So if I get on you to make sure you do stuff right, that means not Bobby Knight style, not hit you with the freaking
chair,
whatever.
Yeah.
But the fact is, hey man, Joey, you need to get together or you're getting out and you suck.
Right. Yeah.
When Michael Jordan got cut, it made him want to play harder. It became Michael Jordan.
Right.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
So anyway, man.
No, there's definitely an element to all of it. I'm not negating any of that. I'm just saying like I couldn't perform at that level just because I would be doing a lot of cocaine and heroin. Not because of the pressure, just because I like
you would be Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, I would be Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, they do it. They did it too. I mean, Trevor, I tell you about that, man, and I think he'll call you about that, about the leaves, man, like everything and what you didn't take with the leaves is a whole nother level, with the coca leaves, the freaking opioids, and all that stuff, the coke stuff. But just think if we were able to save, if Britney Spears were performing in today's climate compared to the 90s.
Yeah. No, it's
she wouldn't, it'd be different.
Yeah, it's 100% true. And that's why it's hard to like balance some of this stuff, because it's a whole different caliber of people that are being brought up. And to us, they have a way weaker character than they did. And there's a lot of truth to that. But you have to kind of take into account of what has been allowed to occur, right? And so the performance level under pressure and under all that shit is going to be much, much different than it was 20 years ago, for better or worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't disagree.
Well, Steven,
with
when you get off the phone, you can come pick up your trophy, okay?
I'm still waiting on those dick pics you promised me.
Hey, boy, you crazy, boy. All right, holla, Joe.
All right, man.
Bye.
Yeah, and I know he's giving a shit, which is funny, but I don't know, man. Like I said, I have a hard time balancing it, because some of it I get, because there is more awareness of the mental health shit, but there's also way too much emphasis on it as well. Because how many times in my life, you've known me a lot, if I would have just been like, well, I have bipolar, so I quit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't have accomplished near as much as I have.
Exactly.
And I get it. But again, like, I don't know, man. I have a hard time blaming. She's 25 now, so she's old enough to fucking take responsibility. I get that. I get that. But I'm just
not
saying,
blaming her. I'm just
no.
saying.
I know, but what I mean is, though, I have a hard time blaming the person that's raised to be a bitch for being a bitch.
I understand that.
Right.
But
you're talking about the goat specifically.
With that, though,
Mhm.
I just don't know that you can be the goat.
Okay.
That's all. And I'm not saying
Are
she's
you?
not.
But I guess.
I'm
But I
saying-
think you're looking at it like, and maybe I'm wrong, as literally like of all time, like in the history
well,
of
that's what it is,
gymnastics,
the greatest of all time.
Right. And I think that's
Is she the? Because there's two goats now. There's greatest of all time, and then there's greatest of this era.
right.
She's absolutely the greatest of this era.
Yeah. And I think that again, so you kind of take all of it into account. I'm thinking purely as a skill level. If she's the greatest gymnast that's ever performed,
No,
then
I
she's the
can
fucking
see
goat.
somebody go that they're the most skilled, but I mean, some of the most skilled musicians you don't know,
That's true. That's true. Okay.
so they'll never be in that argument.
So I guess I don't know. My point is moot and all that stuff.
That's fine.
But again, I'm not a sporty McSport sport, so
Sure.
there's that.
Do you want to take a quick break? Or you want to keep going?
No, let's take a fucking break, dude. Jesus Christ,
All right,
I'm
we'll take a
fucking
quick
tired
break,
as
and we'll be
balls.
right back. I've got for sure one more thing.
Oh, but we still have the motherfucking kink of the week
yes,
coming
that's
up.
what I was gonna say.
So-
You got the kink of the week, and then
Yep.
we'll go from there. So give us roughly 10 minutes, and we'll be right back.
All right, we're back to the one person still watching. Hopefully, in their bed, all comfy. Speaking of which,
All right, go ahead.
it's kink of the week, baby. I like this one.
It's almost Barry Whitish.
Yeah,
Almost.
I'm proud of it.
Have
Actually,
you ever noticed that some of Barry White's songs, he sounds like he just finished coming at the beginning?
Yes.
What is it? I can't think of the name of the song now, but there's that one song where as soon as the music starts, he goes, "Ugh."
I don't know.
Like he just wiped
all
it
of
across
them?
someone's forehead.
Right?
He's like,
He probably did.
What
Oh
the
shit!
fuck
Are we
is
getting a
this?
call?
We are. Hold on. a
Oh
second.
god damn!
From. To accept, press 1.
You are on the phone live.
What's
with
up?
B3F Podcast. What is up?
Hey, boys.
What's going
Hey.
on?
Hey, this is 98 Wilson down here in Southwest Virginia. How you boys doing?
We
Good,
are
man.
all right. How are you?
Doing good. Big fan of you boys.
I appreciate it. What can we
Thanks
do for
so
you
much,
tonight?
I want to talk about a few things.
All right.
First of all, COVID,
Okay.
and how you boys feel about COVID? I'm down here in Southwest Virginia. I feel like it's been shoved down my throat to get the vaccine, and a few people have been calling me a spread neck. Just on account I don't get the vaccine, they
Yeah.
call me a spread neck. Now,
Spread
I
neck,
don't- I don't-
Al-Qaeda, all that kind of stuff.
I like it.
All right. So I mean, what do you boys feel like you can? What's a good counter argument to these people trying to shove that
Well,
stuff down my throat?
I don't know that there is a good counter argument because everybody's got their own opinion, and that's in their opinion, that's the truth. I can only tell you from my opinion. So, from my opinion, I think most of us anyway, are adults and make your own fucking decision. For me, I've got a wife at home that if she got COVID could be quite detrimental.
Yeah.
So I'm vaccinated, but I work with plenty of people. I think I've got a guy sitting across the table from me that is not vaccinated, and I don't give a shit. I really don't. I don't care what anybody does on their own. I think if you're sick right now and all of this going on, then fucking stay home. And if you're not, go to
See,
work and go to the grocery store and whatever.
I take a whole different approach.
Right.
My opinion is
I
like
need more
if
whiskey.
somebody's like, well, why aren't you vaccinated? I was like, because I don't give a shit. Like, well, what about my grandparents? I don't care if they'd fucking die.
Right.
What about your grandparents? I don't fucking care either. Like the population needs to be thinned either way, whether you
No,
believe
I
in the
agree with that
vaccine,
as
whether you
well,
don't
yeah.
believe in the vaccine. Like the point is, if I don't care, I don't care. And I conclude myself in that whole thing. So really, it's a big point of contention, but really, who fucking cares? At the end of the day, who fucking cares? Let them eat dicks.
Yeah.
Every single one of them.
That's true.
That's my opinion.
Well, all right. Well, I get that, and that's pretty much the way I feel about it.
Yeah.
But here's the thing about it. Around here, if I get labeled a spread neck, I'm just same as the queer.
Hmm.
And I mean, I'm not a switch hitter. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So, what am I supposed to say to those people? Call me a spread neck.
Nothing.
Yeah. I mean, there's
I tell you, anytime anybody says anything to you, one of the greatest things you can do is have a fuck off chamber ready to go, because people don't know how to handle that. If somebody says fuck off, man,
Yeah.
they don't know how to handle that anymore, especially if they're so brilliant as to be calling someone a spread neck. They probably have not been told to fuck off enough.
Well, and the thing though, we're in a place in the world in general that nobody's going to listen to whatever you have to say either way. They've already made up their mind. They're already where they're going to be. So not a lot you can do, you know? I mean, I don't know if the spread neck's the worst thing you get called in the fucking world, and you know, there's worse.
Yeah. You could be called a switch hitter.
But I'm not a switch hitter. I mean, I've sucked a few pigs.
I don't know that anyone would. There you go.
Welcome to the club, buddy.
I was going to ask you, how do you know if you've never tried it? But clearly you've covered that one.
I mean, they're my first cousins, so
that's all that matters.
That's even better.
You keep it in the family. No one else has to know.
That's right.
But I mean, I don't know. I just feel like I can relate to you boys, and I can tell you how it is. And I mean, this is a Joe Rogan podcast, isn't it?
Yeah,
yeah,
it is.
Absolutely.
Sure. Yep.
We're subbing for him tonight. He's busy sucking some dicks.
Pull that shit up, young Jamie.
All right. So I feel like I can be honest with you boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm down here in Southwest Virginia.
Yep.
And it's a different world down here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Where are you boys at?
We're in Knoxville, Tennessee.
That's a different world.
Yeah. Yeah, if they called me a spread neck, I'd be assuming they told me to open my mouth wider.
Yeah, exactly. Well, like I said, I've only done it a few times, and that was my first cousin.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, Joey.
Yes.
I seen you at the last meeting in Pulaski.
You did? Good.
I did.
That's good. I was supposed to go on stage and give a speech, but they ran out of time.
They both were church boys.
Yeah.
But listen, hey, I love you fellas, and I listen to you every night that you own. And I just want you to know I'm not a spread neck. I have been vaccinated, and Bill Gates does track me everywhere I go.
It's that 5G, baby.
Yeah.
5G.
Yeah.
But it's worth it. It's worth it.
Right.
And if I do deliver his babies 9 months from now, then hopefully he'll pay child support.
I like this guy.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no clue who this is, but I like this guy. I need more 98 Wilson in my life.
Hey, listen, 98 Wilson is pretty popular in the internet streams.
Okay.
And if you, I don't know if you guys follow football at all, but I'm pretty popular in the football world.
Okay.
And one thing I'll tell you boys, one thing you need to know is that 98 Wilson's here to stay, and 98 Wilson is a supporter of your all's podcast, and the Two Brothers podcast has officially pranked you.
Oh shit!
Oh, yeah.
Well played.
Well played. And you're gonna hang up, and before you,
that was still well played.
That was very well played.
I don't know who the fuck that was. A goddamn good West Virginia accent.
Very good. And here's
shit, is that Troy?
98
Wilson pranked Nick Saban.
Look it up.
Okay, I'll look it up. Fucking Troy. If that guy was from actually West Virginia or not, that's fucking fantastic.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's. I kind of figured it was not a real person.
I don't care.
I just kind of thought, all right, fine.
That's the most fun I've had on this podcast in a year.
Well, since Drink About It was watching while you trashed him. Yeah.
That was awesome. Oh, that was
great. 98 Wilson.
I've never heard the spread neck thing. That made me so happy.
I did. 98 Wilson can call anytime.
Yeah.
I am perfectly fine with 98
Absolutely.
Wilson calling anytime.
Yeah.
So
I don't even know where
whoever
the
that
fuck we're-
is, thank you. I saw there's a name that comes up when whoever
Right.
98 Wilson calls, but yeah, that was good. I enjoyed
do
it.
I need to replay the intro music for Kink of the Week since we got
I
sidetracked?
don't care. There you go.
Yeah. Fuck you, Troy. All right. So Kink of the Week tonight. And I again, my pronunciation on these is probably going to be terrible.
Come on, baby.
This is
Be a spread neck foam.
Emetophilia. Emetophilia.
Emetophilia.
Emetophill, or just one L, IA. Emetophilia. Emetophilia. Fucking Troy, god damn it.
Jesus, Troy.
We're going to talk about this while he's on.
Done.
Troy.
Hey, buddy.
Y'all the hardest people to prank, man. God dang it.
It's
Why is that?
because we love everybody unconditionally.
That's true.
I mean, but y'all played along with it. They were trying to get up under your skin and just couldn't do it.
Now,
Who was it?
It's a guy that, man, 9'8". Y'all look him up. He prank call. He's known for prank calling Nick Saban.
all right.
Okay.
He caught a lot of coaches and pranked them.
All right.
So
I like it.
so you know this person?
Yeah. I know the
Okay.
guy
Yeah.
that knows the guy.
Oh, you know
Okay.
the guy that knows the guy.
Because they prank called me.
Yeah. Oh,
I
okay.
So I said, hey man, we gotta use y'all. We gotta use y'all for the two brothers, man. So I said, hey, prank call my B3F boys, man. See what they can do. But y'all did good. Anyway. So, God dang it.
Look, I don't know who that
hold
guy
on,
is.
Hold
but
on. Trevor just said we should make spread neck t-shirts, and I 100% agree with
I
that.
completely agree.
Oh
with
man, that was good. That was good.
that.
Yeah.
So
Hey man, I think that'd be good for y'all show though, man. Y'all get in. I'll get you the information. I
yeah.
think it'd be good on y'all show.
Yeah,
man.
to give us his information and tell him to expect something from us because
So-
that guy can call anytime
Yeah,
he wants.
yeah. So hold on,
Yeah,
just,
for sure.
while you're on, you got a second? Because
I gotta say, go ahead.
we have started a new segment that we're doing every now and then called Kink of the Week, where I pick a random sexual kink and we discuss. You want to hear this week's?
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Since you interrupted us in the middle of it, you
So
got to
this is-
talk about it now.
This is emetophilia, and this is
What the heck is that?
this is a vomiting fetish. There are couples that go to a
Mhm.
restaurant together that will pick out the food for each other. Then after they're done eating, they go home and vomit their meal on the other person and eat it for sexual gratification. Emetophilia.
That sounds like the white boy stuff right there. That's straight up white.
Most kinks are. It sounds like some 98 Wilson shit.
Golly.
Yeah, fucking
Yeah, for sure, for
You
sure.
go home, I pick out your food, whatever you want. You come home and you pick that shit up on me, and then I eat it. Jesus.
I'm gonna use it
God,
for
that
lube.
sounds disgusting.
Yeah.
That's two girls in a cup right there, man.
Yeah.
Very nasty.
Don't you judge.
Hey, did y'all hear about that guy that put the eel in his butt to get rid of constipation?
I did not hear about it until I watched Two Brothers this morning.
His name was Stephen Brian Massey.
This dude actually had constipation in China. And it's not the first case. It's actually been a couple of cases where these people put these live eels in their butt, literally, and to help out constipation or something else they're trying to do.
Does it
The
work?
dude almost died.
Oh.
No, the dude almost died.
Well, he almost-
literally ate into his intestines.
No, he almost died, but did he shit?
No, but the eel
No,
went
I
up
don't
into his
think he did.
intestines and started trying to eat through his intestines. The doctors had to do surgery to
Exactly.
get the eel out.
Oh, that's amazing.
With everyone
It's
from
a
the hospital
video.
standing
It's
around.
video. It's
watching.
pretty nasty, man. Yeah, they were. You seen it? Did you see it?
There's no, I'm gonna see it now.
I'm gonna send you the link and let y'all look at it.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah. Hey man, B3F man, all day, every day, man.
Yeah,
Hold it
man.
down.
Right.
We need.
All right.
We you got to come back on for some
Yeah.
time when you got more than a fucking hour, you asshole.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. All right, then.
All right, brother.
Emetophilia.
So-
Emetophilia. That's an
Emetophilia.
interesting one. Like,
I mean, I know I've heard of a puke fetish, but
sure,
not specifically to be thrown up on.
that
my-
would
and
never
to
work
eat
for
it.
me and my wife because someone starting to puke makes her puke.
Right. Well,
Like,
then that's perfect.
I can make gagging noises around her
Yeah.
and she will get sick.
Yeah.
Yes, so
Well, then I didn't read the first paragraph that people that get Trevor, I pour hot sauce on my woman, then eat it off like she's fried chicken.
all right. You go Nashville hot or what do you
Yeah, man, Nashville hot or what? Jesus Christ, I love Trevor, man. I love the fucking Two Brothers guys,
Mhm.
or the Jackson Boys guy. They're fucking great, man.
Did you
Like,
did you imagine 2 years ago that we would buddy up with these two guys? Like, we didn't even know who they were, but I'm
No,
just
but
saying,
I mean,
like,
that's one of the few things that I like about this podcast is we've met some dudes like them that are fucking
yeah,
awesome.
great.
Yeah.
Troy, Trevor, Easy,
all great.
Jack, Andre, and Easy
Jack's
from
Jack's
the
just
UK.
now been added into
He
the
is,
fold.
yes.
Which, by the way, like, I'm a little fucking pissy that they haven't introduced us to Jack before the last episode we had all of them on. Because
Yeah.
Jack's a fucking cool dude, too. All right, here's a question. And I want to know Trevor's feedback. And Troy's, if he's still listening. Which one of them do you guys think, and I'm not asking, me and you aren't answering this goddamn question, out of Easy, Trevor, Troy, or not Trevor, it's a fucking Troy, but out of Easy, fucking Trevor, and fucking Jack, which one of y'all thinks the best
As far as like,
as in the rap game?
oh,
I want to know what their
so
opinion
Jack
is.
Boy, Easy, and Snake the Great.
Yep. Which one amongst you guys think you're the best? She's Texas Pete. I feel like Trevor's drinking a little bit tonight, man.
I feel like he probably is too.
He's 3 glasses of wine deep.
3 glasses of vegan wine deep. That means he's fucking sloshed.
Right. Yes, I would like to know. I understand they're all family and they're going to be nice to each other.
Yeah.
But I would want to know, like, as far as how they look at themselves, which one they think's the best.
I bet you that each one of them does not pick themselves.
Right.
That would be interesting.
Fucking hashtag humble brag. Humble brag.
Humble brag.
Humble brab. Okay, so you had a couple things. So that was the fetish. And I get, because they said that one of the spurns of that, or like what's related, is when guys are all about like seeing girls gag on their dicks. Like the and like all this the fucking spiel and shit.
That never has appealed to me.
No, me neither.
Like what?
But then that's like the really mild version of it. And then it goes on to full on puking. But I mean, you got people that are into fucking, shit play and fucking, fucking golden showers and shit. So I mean, it runs the gamut. But
yeah,
is it gamut or gambit? I've always thought
gamut.
What the fuck is Jesus?
Oh, it's Trevor.
Trevor Jackson.
What's up,
Good
Trevor?
evening, Mr. Jackson.
Hey, how's y'all doing today?
Good,
Y'all
man.
having a very dope. Y'all got a very dope show going on right now.
I
Thanks,
appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I heard y'all question though, man. I don't think I could answer that, or none of the Jackson boys can answer that. We all won, man.
Okay.
Y'all doing any
Does that sound
collaborations lately?
With the B3F guys?
No. I'm talking about music collaborations. All of you together on one song.
We've done only one record and been knowing each other our whole life, and we only done one record together as a whole.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Let me ask y'all a
crazy.
question. If I wrote something, and sent you guys a fucking track, you want to collaborate with me?
Instrumental?
No,
word?
man, motherfucker, full song.
Rap rock.
No, Steve.
Not rap rock.
Rap,
Not rap rock. No, fuck
Limp
that.
Bizkit style.
Fuck that shit, you asshole.
I gotta write my own verse. You can write the chorus.
No, that's what I'm talking about. You write the verse, I write the chorus, man. I'll throw the hook in. You guys fucking take care of the verse. What do you think?
Let's make it happen. And we coming down September the 11th. I'm trying to link up with y'all guys.
All right.
Yeah.
And do the pod. I'll do it. If you write the track and the chorus, let's make it happen.
Fuck yeah. Ask Joey. How good of a writer am I, goddamn it?
I will say this. He is a good songwriter.
Yeah.
So here's what I was fixing to challenge. Just like the 3 of you get together and write a B3F song.
Yeah.
Oh.
We will adopt it as our outro music.
I'll take it as
I'll
intro.
write it. Which one of the Jackson boys y'all think will write the dopest intro? That need to be a poll. And whoever the dopest got to write the intro to the B3F podcast.
Well, I think you guys need to do it as a collaboration.
You guys would be the only 3 that fucking answered in the poll.
Yeah, I think you guys need to do it as a collaboration. All 3 of you do a song, a B3F song. You can. I don't care if you make fun of us or what. I don't care,
right.
and we'll use it as our outro music.
We're gonna make that happen. We got to make that happen because September 11th when we come up, we doing the live podcast at Neyland Stadium, and then we might go to the studio and lay down a couple of records.
Fuck yeah, dude.
That works.
Do y'all mix and master also yourself? Well,
Motherf-
that was a dumb question.
Motherfucker, I can.
Yeah,
You want if you want to sound like shit,
Well,
ask Joey.
we can.
Oh,
Now we can mix. I'm not that great experienced on the mastering, but mixing, like, I can do some mixing pretty good. Steven's really good at it as well, and then he can master as well.
oh, that's what's up. Well, we got to make that happen, man. I just had to call in and shoot the turd with y'all guys for a moment.
Yeah,
Anytime, man. We like legit, and I don't say this about many people, but I love
Yeah.
the fuck out of you guys.
Yes, for
like
sure.
legit.
for
Hey,
sure.
I love y'all too, man. And y'all got to get the what was it? The spread mixer
Spread deck,
neck,
man.
spread
I
neck.
am on it. Trust me, I'm
with
fucking on it.
with the COVID logo in the middle of it. Oh man, as the head.
Yeah,
I'll make the COVID logo as the head.
I tell you
No,
what,
you-
I'm
they got
gonna,
to be drinking Corona.
I'm gonna put something together, and I'm gonna let you approve it before we go forward with it. Deal.
Let's make it happen then.
By
Hey,
the
y'all
way, I don't know if
keep
you.
kicking ass on the show, man.
I don't know. Did you see me? Did you see me throw up the pussy overlay earlier? You made for us.
I died and came back to life after I seen it.
So after we get kicked off
Joey
of YouTube, man, it's your fault.
Yeah.
Joey was salty too. I could hear it.
No, I think it's funny. I think it's fun. No, the only thing I'm
couldn't
salty
see your
about it
face.
is that now I got to go in and edit a black bar around it to release the video. We're gonna get kicked off of YouTube for some shit like that.
Oh, you can, can't you? I didn't know that. Putting the poo poo on the video like that.
Right. Yeah.
Oh man. I apologize.
No, you're fine. You're fine. It's funny.
Well, y'all keep kicking ass, man. I'm gonna get back to tuning in.
All right, man.
Have a good one.
All right, you too. Y'all too.
Dude, we getting all kinds of love tonight.
Me too. 2 calls from Troy, a call
Jesus.
from Trevor, 98 Wilson.
I think
And
Tr-
Troy
I-
has already sent
I-
me the information for 98
I
Wilson.
think Troy gets bored and just likes to fuck with us
I think so.
because he hasn't called, and this is the first time he's called in a while, and he does it fucking twice back to back.
Right. And he
And-
didn't really shit on us either.
And had somebody prank call us.
He did have somebody prank call.
Fucking
Then call back
great.
in and was like, "You guys are hard to prank." I'm
Yeah,
like,
because we don't care.
because we don't care. It's like, come on here and say whatever you want. I don't care. He could have said anything.
I like that he said though that he saw you in a meeting in Pulaski. I lost it. That was
Yeah,
the
no, that
fucking
was
best
great. So that for sure now it makes complete sense that Troy had him.
Yeah.
Troy, like, one guy's from Pulaski. That's where the clan's from.
But the
Anyway.
great thing, the number was Virginia. That's why it was like, what?
Yeah.
This is crazy.
and yeah.
But so
So-
the only disappointing part about that for me is I thought that we might have actually had a listener in Virginia.
At one point I thought it was your friend from Virginia.
No, I don't have any friends from Virginia.
I thought you had a West Virginia.
No. Aaron lives in Virginia, but not West Virginia.
Well, okay, see, that's what I wasn't sure.
And he's not from
So,
there. He just works there.
Yeah.
Fucking insane, man. What if this is the fucking weirdest episode that I think we've
It
had
really
in
is,
the
yes.
2 years that we've been
So-
doing this now? This is the weirdest fucking episode we've had.
It is, but it's fun. I love this kind of shit.
Yeah.
All right, I got some.
And I just want to throw out here because not many people are going to listen, maybe later. But earlier on Instagram, I had a conversation. It looks like we might have a combo episode at some point with Jay fucking Nielsen and
Again.
fucking Anders fucking Erickson.
Again,
Yeah,
yes.
but together.
Oh yeah, together. Yeah, they're great. And
It'd be a
if you
massive
haven't
circle
watched or listened to either of those episodes, Jay Nielsen is a judge on Forged and Fire, but also a badass knife maker. So Forged and Fire
And
is
a
a knife
fucking
making
cool guy.
competition, and a really cool.
He was
guy.
the first guy on this podcast to make a joke about fucking animals.
He was. he was. Yes. Yeah. And so then Anders Erickson is he has been Robert England, aka Freddy Krueger's personal Freddy Krueger glove maker for
Yeah.
over 20 years. So
Yeah.
and they make some really cool looking werewolf pups that
His
you can
wife.
buy. I think he's involved in it as well.
War
regardless,
pups.
werepups.
That's
yeah.
how I pronounce it in my head is war pups.
These were pups,
Were
but
pups.
no, they just fuck dolls.
Fuck dolls. Oh my god.
So I wanted to bring.
Yeah, please. We're all over.
I've
the
got
place
something to
tonight.
play for you, but I wanted to bring up something else here real quick.
You need to bring up another church video at some point soon.
Okay,
Which, by the way, I'm talking to Clayton and trying to get him on.
sweet.
But we'll have to kind of behave a little bit.
Right.
Episode. Are you okay with that though?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Because I mean,
I think it's easier for me than you.
Right. Well, I mean, I've known him since I was
Sure.
11. I mean, and I actually respect the guy, which is more than most people.
It's
So,
same, yes.
yeah.
So, you know my rule about my daughter drinking here.
Yeah.
Like you're underage, you're not allowed to drink here, and I'm definitely not buying it for
Right.
you here or whatever.
Right.
All right. Last night, she gets home off from work. She comes home. She comes upstairs, and I've got food's going in the kitchen. I'm just chilling in the living room. And she sits down with a glass a little bigger than this, but it looks like this.
Yeah.
And she sets it down on the coffee table. No word or whatever. It's like, what is that? Because I, honest to God, thought it was white grape juice because there's a bottle of it in the refrigerator.
Mhm.
And in my mind, I was going, how the hell did she get into the kitchen and pour white grape
Right.
juice without me seeing her do that?
I
said, what is that? And she was like, ginger ale. I was like, oh, well, all right. I go back into the kitchen or whatever, and I hear something going on. I hear my wife go, lies.
Yeah.
And I said, who's lying? And Olivia goes, Mom. And I said, what's she lying about? She didn't say anything or whatever. And I said, what's in my cup? And I said, what's in your cup? She said, wine.
Yeah.
And I said, now you probably ought to pour that out then.
Okay.
And so she didn't get up and pour it out. Then she did get up after she finished eating and pour it out, but she didn't drink anymore. At least not that I saw her drink any more of it. But we didn't really speak a whole lot the rest of the night. And so you know the relationship Olivia and I have.
Yeah.
And
obviously Krista didn't give a fuck.
She doesn't care so much about her drinking at home, but it's the rule that I had set,
right.
and so that's the thing. And she said while I was in the kitchen, and that was going on, that Olivia's like, I don't understand what the big deal is, and Krista said, exactly. So why did you lie about it?
Right.
And and so like, and I don't know how to put it, but it's like, that's not the relationship that Olivia and I have.
Right.
We're lying to each other and things like that. And that is the most disrespectful thing she's ever done to me. And while I could say, shit, people have it so much worse than their kids than something like that, to be 20 years old and drinking some wine at home or whatever. And like, I understand, count my blessings or whatever, but it's still that thing like that. To me, it's extremely disrespectful to just come in the house and be drinking like that, and then to lie to me about it. It's like there's some damage done there that
really,
like, with not irreparable and not major, like, but there's some things. So I just thought I'd bring that up and kind of get your thoughts on that, because I'm pretty sure you gave her a shot of bourbon when she was on the podcast.
I didn't.
Right before.
I did not.
Or either that or she took one on her own. But
maybe she did. I did not.
Yeah. Well, okay, that's fine.
So here's my opinion on it. Right.
Yep.
So I think the rule is unreasonable at this point.
Okay.
Because she drinks when she's not here.
Sometimes she does. Yeah.
Right. And I get not being cool to her being shit-faced while she's here, but or on the podcast or what the fuck ever else. But I feel like that she's 20 and you already know she drinks. So why not let her, like, if she's not getting shit-faced, to drink while she's here? Because
the statistics show that when parents let people drink underage, they're more likely to have a problem with alcohol later.
Yeah, regardless of that, she's still fucking drinking. So obviously,
it's not this. It doesn't have this drinking and your parents not letting you drinking with your friends doesn't have the same effect on you as when your parents allow you to.
You're talking fucking studies and psychology, but
yes, I am.
I don't fucking care about that. I'm saying from a practical perspective, throw all that shit away as a parent. I feel like it's an unreasonable rule at this point because it's a mixed message. You're basically saying, I don't care what you fucking do when you're not here.
No, because I have said to her, like, I'd rather you not, but I can't stop you from it.
Right.
So that's not the same thing. It's not what you just said. Saying I don't care and saying I'd rather you not is not the same thing.
I understand that. But what I'm saying is, but you're not telling her, it's not a consistent message. It's like, I don't want you to.
It is. I can't control that.
Right.
I can control this.
I understand. You're putting a clause in, though, that's saying, like, I don't want you to, but if you do, I can't do anything about it.
That's not a clause. That's just a fact. That's not a
this is where you're fucking
loophole or anything.
It's a fucking loophole.
It's not a loophole.
Not to you, it's not.
No, a loophole would be like, well, if you are drinking it already and somebody brings you home, you can continue drinking. That's a loophole. This is not a loophole.
No, you're too fuking literal for this. I'm saying. No. Listen to what I'm saying. You're trying to argue.
Disagree with you.
I know you disagree with me, and that's what you're trying to argue that. In a kid's brain that's 20 fucking years old, says, my dad doesn't like it, but technically I can drink when I'm not home. It's okay. He doesn't like it, but he doesn't say I can't. That's how they fucking think.
But if she were 13, it would be the same thing. So why wouldn't I let her drink at home at 13?
Her age.
She's underage.
I understand. She's underage by law, yes.
Okay.
But I'm saying the repercussions of a 13-year-old getting shit-faced and a 20-year-old getting shit-faced are very fucking different. For an emotional maturity. But I'm saying is like, you consciously know that she's drinking outside of here. The reason she lied to you, because she doesn't think it's a big deal, but she knows you do, and she doesn't want you to be upset or disappointed in her. That's why the fuck she lied about it. But to her, it's no different her drinking with her friends than her drinking here. It's the same fucking difference to her. But the only difference is your opinion of her. She doesn't want you to have a lesser opinion,
but
so she lied to you.
That's the thing about
and
two of us.
And hold on. And the only reason she lied, or you found out she lied to you, is because of Krista.
Yeah, because Krista was like, that didn't seem right. And
I understand that.
Found out. Yeah.
And again, the line's not cool. No argument there.
Yeah.
But I'm saying at 20 years old, almost 21, if she knows she's out drinking, even if she knows she doesn't approve of it, or she doesn't approve of it, it's way different than her drinking at fucking 13 years old. And
I understand that, but I'm saying the loophole's still there.
You're calling it I used loophole in the sense of you disapprove, but you haven't said no. That's the loophole.
What do you mean I haven't said no?
You said, I don't like for you to drink.
Yes, I can't tell her no. She's 20, an adult. I can't.
But she still
do
lives
that
at home. I understand.
I understand that, but I can't have that rule in my house.
I get that.
Yes,
I get that. But in her brain, it's no different. She just can't. The only difference is she doesn't drink at home because you don't like it, not because it's not okay. That's the difference.
I understand that, and that's where the respect part comes in.
And I'm not arguing the respect part. What my point is, I get where she's coming from.
Yes.
I get where you're coming from. I think at her age and you knowing she drinks regularly is an unreasonable rule to still have. That's my point.
Okay. I disagree with you, but
I know
that's fine.
Yeah.
Like, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I think some of it makes sense, but I think I know that there's more to it than as simple as you're making it, because she knows me as well.
Right.
And so she knows it's not exactly the same as the way you're laying it out to be.
I'm still saying, like, her age rationalizes, and this is the rationalization. Yeah. That's what the rationalization is.
Sure.
So regardless of how she knows you, regardless of your relationship, taking the lying out of it, I'm saying what the rationalization is exactly what the fuck I'm telling you.
I'm saying that her.
And you think this is the only thing she's lied to you about recently or ever? Okay.
No, I don't at all. I absolutely.
Just in your house about something you've specifically said it to.
Recently.
I got you.
Recently. But there's really not ever any instance where she needs to lie to us about it.
Right.
I think.
But
no,
I get
she's
that.
definitely been caught in a lie before. When definitely when she was younger.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But yeah, that's the thing. Like if she had just told me straight up, I wouldn't have let her continue drinking, and I would say, well, you need to pour that out. But yeah, the lying is different. There's definitely, yeah, that's just. And the lying to each other thing, and the blatant, like, right in front of you kind of thing. That's just not the relationship that she and I have.
And I understand that.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I feel like it's.
You're talking about the rule, and I'm talking about what happened.
No, and I get that for sure. But what I'm telling you is why she lied to you, and maybe you already know why. But that's the why she didn't want to.
I know why she lied to me. She lied to me because she didn't want to have the conversation.
Yeah, and your perspective on it, whatever, dealing with the hassle, whatever the fuck else you want to throw into it, but. Yeah, whatever. She's 20. When did she turn 21?
Next May.
Oh,
she's
so
just
she's still
past
a ways
20.
away.
She's just past 20.
Gotcha.
Yeah. If it were next month, I wouldn't be happy about it, but it wouldn't be the same.
Yeah, I guess my perspective is
and
regardless of studies or fucking whatever else, I'd rather my kid drink at home than out with her friends.
That's the thing. It's the parents those studies are based on the parents that have that opinion.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
And the statistics show you in general, they're going to have a problem with drinking later if you allow that.
Okay.
You have to set that boundary somewhere.
Okay.
It's that boundary being set that causes something mentally that it makes it easier to deal with alcohol later on in life.
Okay.
That's the point I'm making.
Okay.
I never let any of my kids, I've let all of my kids taste like I'm drinking something and they're interested in, like, you can have a sip and see what it tastes like.
Yep.
But as far as me pouring them a glass and handing it to them at any age under 21.
What point do you delineate the difference between the two?
Between what? The two?
Just having a drink of yours and getting to drink.
Drinking at home and tasting what something tastes like is not the same thing. That's where I delineate.
Okay.
That.
Okay.
But I wouldn't go like
so on a literal
them being, if they never showed interest. I understand. If they never show any interest in it, I don't pour a glass of whiskey when they're young and go, here, try this.
I understand that.
But I'm just saying, like, Indian Stream's like, and they ask about it or whatever, I'm like, You can have a sip of it and see that or whatever.
I'd be interested to see some of the studies, because there's also people that claim studies that, people that allow their kids to have fucking premarital sex or whatever the fuck else at their house are more likely to get pregnant or whatever, which that's not fucking true if you look at the universally the fucking studies behind that.
Well, I think that statistically that has to be true because they're having sex more.
No. You look at every other country where they have different sex education, and they allow their kids, they encourage them to have healthy, safe sex, and they educate them at a younger age. There's far less pregnancies, and there's far less unwanted pregnancies, and far less STDs than there are in the States.
Is it because there's more abortion though?
No,
because I would think that in the States, not comparing to other countries, in the States,
I'm comparing worldwide.
I understand that. I mean,
developed countries.
I don't know anything about that, but I would say the math makes sense to me, and I'm not saying I'm right, but I'm saying the math makes sense to me that if you're having sex at home, you're probably also having sex in the backseat of your car out somewhere else or whatever.
False.
Because I'm just saying,
maybe in the States, maybe. Yeah.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. In the States, it just makes sense to me that if you're having sex at home because your parents are okay with it, then you're probably, because the boy wants to have sex anytime he can.
But but my point is, though, and it's the same thing with drinking, because I think that the statistics across the world would differ than the United States. But part of that problem is the issue with like the puritanical Judeo-Christian negative connotations that it has.
Sure, but that's the world we live in, though.
In America.
Yeah. Which is where we live.
It's still fucking stupid. But I'm just saying.
It is stupid that that's the way it is.
But we're the minority. We're not the biggest fucking country in the world. What I'm saying.
We're not.
What I'm saying is if you take it all into one account, I get where we live.
Yes.
But
you have to take where we live into account with that.
I know. But what I'm saying is like consistently, though, outside of not just America, but taking numbers, if you educate kids about shit to a young age and don't fucking make it a thing that's wrong or illegal, whatever, and you encourage them to do things responsibly, educate them about it, they are more healthy in the long run with those things.
Sure. I understand that. If we had moved to Italy when they were 10 years old, I would not have the same opinion as I do now.
Right.
Because as a society, it's viewed differently and treated differently. So it has a different effect.
But why not be part of the people?
Because that's not society. I'm not the only one that's going to have an influence on
I understand that. My point being, though, like if you want society to change for good or for worse, you have to like start that with your fucking kids. Because part of the reason we talked about earlier, the reason kids are fucking little bitches, because we've taught them to be little bitches.
Sure. But that's why I have some of these rules like this or whatever.
Because I guess like to me, then you're putting too much faith in society influence your kid than you influencing your kid.
No,
that's exactly what you just said.
No,
statistically speaking, that they're more likely to end up with problems with alcohol because that's the society that we live in.
No, the society we live in has an effect on it. It's not the only effect on it.
Right.
But it does have an effect on it. Your society that you live in.
But I'm saying you can counter that, is my point.
You can partially counter it. But you can't change it.
Right. You're going to have alcoholics no matter where you fucking live.
You're
going to have people get knocked up no matter where the fuck you live.
Absolutely.
But the more you educate kids and help them to understand what things are and normalize things, that it's not bad or it's not wrong or it's not even like, and maybe I'm wrong. I'm not saying that I'm an expert. I'm just saying my opinion. But like Lyric was asking me about drugs the other day. And I told her fucking drugs are fucking awesome, but they're illegal. So the problem is not doing drugs. The problem is fucking going to jail. And so, I made it a moral issue based on legality and not on the fact that if drugs are wrong or right or wrong.
Sure. I think take right or wrong out of it.
Right.
I'm just saying, take the moral aspect out of it. I'm saying like there are way bigger issues with some drugs. Than jail.
But I told her the same thing. I was like, okay. I was like, the general rule of thumb is if it's natural and grows from the ground, fucking it's fine. Anything outside of that, nah. Like if it's chemically, nah.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
I can dig on that.
Right.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man, because it's all perspective too. Like it really is. A lot of it's perspective. And like this is where you and I disagree on truth and fact. Is the interpretation of like I still see truth as a philosophical argument, and I look at fact as a non-negotiable, nothing to do with philosophy. It's
I see, and for me they're hand in hand.
Right. And
but I'm very black and white on most things, not everything, but a lot.
Which I'm not at all. But black and white.
There are some things that I'm absolutely not black and white on.
Right.
But when it comes to you telling me what's fact and what's truth, those are the same thing.
Right, exactly. And I view, like I said, one as philosophical, one as like scientific.
I view right and wrong as philosophical and scientific.
Right.
A little bit more of that, not truth and fact.
Right. Okay. Interesting.
Right and wrong is philosophical and cultural.
Right.
And
But see, that to me,
things like
that's
that.
so to me, right and wrong is the same thing as truth. Like right is truth, wrong is anti-truth. So they're both philosophical as fact, because like fact is fact can change over time too. Like if we say, okay,
science
this is
changes all the time.
exactly.
Yeah.
But truth varies based on who's interpreting the fact.
Sure.
That's how I see that. So to me, that's a problem with statistics a lot of times, which are scientific in nature, but they're still based on an interpretation of numbers or of whatever, right? They don't take into account so many other fucking things. And I get there's trends in those things, but I don't know. Because usually when people are pulling stats or statistics, they're pulling over one specific area of things, because there's no way to get a statistic really of like 6 billion fucking people. Like you can just take a sample of that 6 billion and try to see trends across the entire 6 billion. But stats to me are essentially an estimation or an approximation. They're not fucking exact. They can prove themselves sometimes to be true, or a lot of times to be true. But the fact is when you're taking a sample, you're only getting a fucking sample, not the whole fucking picture. And so at any given time, and that's a discounting trends. And I understand there's a lot more that goes into it. I'm way oversimplifying it. I fully understand that. Because stats basically tell the story of the norm, but they don't tell the story of like every fucking thing that's embedded.
You're right. It doesn't, but that's where I fall back onto hope for the best, expect the worst.
Right.
That's just the thing.
Right. And I think it goes down to like, I say fuck society, fuck studies, fuck all this shit. You do the best with what you got in the immediate area that you have.
I mean, but I think you should consider studies. They're there to help and to show the trend. They're there to show what's more likely to happen.
Yeah.
They're not going to happen in every case.
But I think a lot of times they're self-fulfilling prophecies. Because you would say, just as sus.
I don't know what's so suspect.
I don't know. So what you would say, right, is with a statistically or studies wise, you shouldn't use physical punishment with your kids because of X, Y, and Z. You would say certain parts of raising kids that you were raised at, you wish you wouldn't have done with your kids, right? Because of those studies, we have fucking kids like we have them. There's not as much mental tenacity because studies have shown the way that we were raised to be tougher and more mentally strong were wrong. And so therefore, younger parents are using those studies. No, that's exactly how that fucking works.
It's not, because all these kids that are that way are still not being done right. They're being allowed to do and get away with everything and treated like, and that's not what I'm saying to do. I'm saying corporal punishment, physical punishment is not the answer.
Okay.
But the answer is not to just let them say whatever
boundaries,
they want, do whatever they want, or whatever. There's way more to it than what you're saying.
I understand that, but it's dumbing it down to one specific type of thing. It's taking a sample of whatever, and I'm just saying if you watch the progression,
but you're taking a sample of a sample.
Yeah,
that's not what I'm doing.
So I'm taking a smaller statistic of a larger statistic.
Yeah.
But
I understand that, but that's why your argument doesn't hold up against mine, because I'm taking the overall statistic.
I understand that. But so take your overall statistic and then apply it to where society's gone since, say, World War II.
Okay.
Right? As things have understood, starting really the big shift was Dr. Spock in the goddamn 1960s with how to raise kids and taking away a lot of that shit. That's when this fucking shit started. And if you watch the cultural trend, it's been softer and softer and softer and softer. And there's been more reliance on different types of discipline, non-corporal punishment, like rewarding behavior, positive reinforcement, all this shit. And I'm not saying there's no validity or truth to any of that, but the trend, as those studies have progressed and gotten bigger, has been worse overall for fucking human character.
Okay.
In America.
I'm not talking about positive reinforcement, though.
That's one specific thing. I'm talking about as a whole, the way that's looked at to raise kids, to train kids, to do all this shit has been based on studies and research, statistic, and
well, a lot of that stuff though that started back then was not based on studies. It was based on somebody going, "Well, I don't think we should do the way we were done before." I'm talking about actual stuff that I have real life experience with. That is not a rewarding or whatever. It's not like that at all. It's not what you're saying is what I'm getting at.
I'm talking about the whole trend based on, because more and more parenting books, studies, All this shit is specifically based on all this other shit. And I'm not saying there's no validity to it, but I'm just saying if you solely go based on said numbers, shit's gotten worse. That's my point.
Yes, but I'm not talking about doing what you're saying when it comes to the discipline and things like that.
Okay.
I'm not talking about all the other stuff.
Okay.
I'm talking about something different than what you're saying.
Okay. Which is?
Ignore bad behavior as far as not ignore as in let them get away with it. Ignore.
You're talking about, I'm not talking about specific child rearing. What I'm talking about is the whole trend in general, as reliance on studies, papers, statistics, trends has increased. The level of character, of firmness of character in most people has decreased.
Sure, but this also
proportional.
this also depends upon whether you consider the way the firmness of character, if you consider that to have been a good thing or not as well.
Right.
And that's based in opinion.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Like we on the last episode talked about the goat, whatever the fuck her name was, the gymnast.
No, that was this episode.
Was that the goat? Yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever. But like her character, poor house, also my woman, you know, like, what the fuck? It's so much anyway. Regardless of all that shit. So my point of all that, and I'm not trying to argue right or wrong. I'm just saying, like with her, you just said that she didn't have the mental fortitude because that the goat would have to rise up to the occasion. But a lot of that's in raising and how she was treated, and you don't know all that background stuff.
Sure, but I think that could decide whether someone's the goat or not.
Right, I understand that, but my whole point is, and I'm not discounting a lot of the scientific studies that have gone into a lot of shit, because like that's part of why we have a lot of better mental health care than we used to have is because of that shit. But it's also made shit worse because people get overdiagnosed and the shit gets over applied, and it's individual application.
There's always some bad with the good. Yeah,
I understand that, but I'm just saying as a whole, as the understanding of behavior has increased and the understanding of whatever supposed understanding, all that shit has increased, the overall quality of people it's producing has decreased from our perspective.
Okay. That's fine. I can get on board with some of that.
Because I feel like that the reliance on that stuff, like people rely on studies and it throws common sense out the fucking window to a large degree. Some of it makes
but I
perfect sense.
disagree with that.
Really?
I think you have to have you have to bring your own common sense based on what you're.
And you may not. Most people do. Most people will believe some shit they read on the internet or a study or something. And that's my issue with it. And
but we started out, we're talking about me, and you said my rule was unreasonable or bullshit or whatever it was you said about it. And I
just feel like it's inconsistent. That's all I'm saying.
I got you.
Yeah.
And I disagree, but we disagree on a lot of things.
Right. And that's what it boils down to. Like, I know we've gone off on way fucking off on a tangent, but like with that specifically, and I feel like if I knew my kid was already funky drinking, I would still be like, you can't get fucking shit faced. Fuck you. But if you're drinking wine, like, because she's probably coming home shit faced and fucking crashing out down here. Like, that's probably
no,
it's happened.
No,
it's happened.
Not while I'm here
that you know of.
No, because almost all the time when she comes home, it's one thing I could say is like she's not a drive drunk person.
Yeah,
and she likes to have her car available because she wants to be able to get out of situations.
She's responsible, so I get that. I get that. Yeah,
right. Which I think is part of why that's a small part of why it bothers me today, because she is a very responsible person. But it's also a thing is like that's not the relationship we have.
Right.
Where the lying to each other thing. And I'm not, look, all kids lie to their parents at some point. I get that.
Jesus, we've had a bunch of people. So hold on real quick. Trevor Combs said, "Hey Eli, I saw Steve, I saw your son Elisha kissing another dude at school." Well, I hope he was fucking using tongue, because that's how I fucking taught him. So you know,
for sure.
And I feel like
said that Trevor Combs.
But I feel like that he's telling on himself. I feel like that he was probably the one kissing Eli. At school.
Get out ahead of the problem.
Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah. So instead of judging,
dude.
Yeah, and he was probably
Trevor, man, you're good.
Yeah. It's all right, man.
Not Trevor Jackson. Trevor Combs. I get it, man. You're
Jesus,
good.
we've had a bunch of shit. So I don't know who the fuck.
Zane commented like 3 straight times.
I feel like Zane's probably a fucking douchebag, but that's fine. He's basically repeating comments. But
call us Zane.
Yeah, call us Zane. We're fine with it.
Yeah.
Fucking little cunt,
Trevor,
son of a bitch.
But anyway, I need to go back to Trevor Combs, not Jackson. No. You like dudes.
It's okay.
It's perfectly fine.
Don't have to project.
Yeah. Don't worry about what any of the spreadnecks say or anything like that. You're fine.
And I'm gonna say, even if if Eli did like kissing dudes, you know what? I would support it. It's fine.
But when you kiss them, like dudes like to have a little bottom of their neck rubbed a little bit. That's
be sure when you're going in, like you want to make them feel like manly yet delicate. So,
Yeah.
so you put the hand on the back of the neck, and when you pull hard on the lower back and gentle on the
That's
back
right.
of the neck.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you got to be sure when you pull away, you let that mustache graze really gently across the fucking top lip.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to help him out, man.
Yeah.
So
Anyway. All right. I had something for you special.
all right. Okay. We got nowhere with that entire discussion, by the way.
It's
And I was
fine.
completely ignoring these motherfuckers just like blasting.
I didn't know
fucking
that they
copy
were
and paste.
copying Trevor Jackson's comments. And putting them
It's
on there. That's
basically
funny.
some fucking little cockheads trying to troll us, but they don't understand how like impossible we are.
Oh, yeah. I want them to call us if they're going to try to troll us.
Oh,
That's great.
that's Jack Boy was Zane Locke. Oh, so fucking that's most of that's fucking Jack. That's awesome.
You think Zane is Jack?
Look, if you go up here, hold on. It's Zane Locke, right? This is Jack Boy from earlier in the thing. Zach Love, much love.
Oh.
So we gave him a shout out. So
Then
he's just
he changed his name because it was Burke or
Maybe.
something like that earlier.
maybe Silbo Charlie. Hey, Steven, you China. Jesus Christ, Eli.
I gave him a swirly last year.
Yeah. Hot
Okay.
stuff. Thanks. You're welcome, Talon.
Yeah. Trevor Combs is swirly. That's a new sex term the kids have nowadays.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's when you put the butthole up to your tongue and you don't move your tongue, they move their butthole.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it sounds
That's
about right.
fine. I mean, if he likes it, he likes it, Trevor. That's fine. All right.
Whatever.
I got something for you.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Like we got the spirit, a new attitude taking over in our mind. Has got offers just some help. Gives us a brand new self. Get your own life on the shelf. Need to put it off. I put it off my old self. I put it off.
That's
I put it off.
amazing.
Thought you might.
Holy shit.
Thought you might like that.
That I'm jerking off to later. That
So yeah, when you said I
That-
need to
that-
play another church clip at some point, I was like, yeah, all right, I got you one.
that's wonderful. And
I
obviously
did
the
find a
comments,
church
all these
clip.
underage boys that are on here right now.
I did find a church clip where the pastor says fag.
Oh,
Yeah, so
that's awesome.
I'll surprise you with that one at some point.
Yeah, please do.
Wyatt Stevens, China.
Yeah, they're just whatever.
All right.
Oh man, dude, it's fucking 1 a.m. I'm so fucking tired at this point in time.
It's 12:47.
It's almost 1. By the time I go outside, smoke a cigarette, and pee for fucking 5 minutes, it's
Right.
gonna be 1 o'clock
That's
in the morning.
So, yep. All right.
Yeah, I don't even know what's happening right here.
I
in the
don't either,
comments.
but that's
it's been
fine.
taken over by 12-year-olds.
Zane, Talon, Trevor. If you want to hear what goes on after the show's over, as far as commentary,
They don't
nothing illegal. No, I'm just saying. Yeah, throw some
money.
cashish our way.
Kashish.
Yeah. That's what the cool people
I
say,
feel
right?
like that's racist.
No.
No,
No.
Kashish. Oh no, he was the dude in Coming to America.
No, I don't think so.
Oh motherfucker.
All right.
All right, it's
I'm
been
good.
fun, but I'm fucking done with you for 2 weeks.
Yeah, you are for 2 weeks.
Yeah, thank God.
Yeah.
I hope I don't quit between now and then.
Yeah. If you're going to quit between now and then, tell me before I go through the trouble of setting up the Patreon.
Oh, yeah, I might give it some time. We'll see how it goes.
Who the fuck is
That's
that?
one of those fucking tards. It's fine. Yeah, it looks about right. I don't know who that is, but it seems
Oh,
like
either.
one of the people that are commenting.
Oh,
and-
hold on a minute. We're getting a phone call.
Oh, Jesus.
From
It doesn't matter. Just let them on.
to accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
All right. You are live with the B3F podcast. Who are we speaking with?
This is what did we say?
What?
Connection.
You're breaking up like a son of a bitch.
No, that's what I said.
Okay.
All right.
So who is this?
This is this.
You sound like you're calling
Ask
through
your
a
mom
He
and
sounds
dad.
like he's calling through a fucking Discord server.
Well, I
'cause it
was just
sounds
going
like
to say,
shit.
ask
Just
your
one
mom
quick
and dad
question.
to get better.
Oh, he said he has a
service.
question.
Yeah, go ahead. What's your question?
Just got one quick question for you guys.
All right.
Just
Okay.
real quick, all right? One quick question. Don't want to take up too much of your time. One quick question here. Just get it out of the way. One quick question.
Well, hold on just a second before
You're
you
done.
say your one quick question multiple
no, it's
times.
just one quick question. Just get it out of the way.
Tell us. We need to know a name and an age, and then you can ask your one quick question after you say that 10 more times.
Yeah. So I just got one quick question.
All right. Now you've said that to your
Yeah.
limit. If you say it again, I'm gonna hang up on you.
Are you gonna what?
If you say one quick question one more
You cut
time,
out.
I'm going to
You
hang
what?
up with you.
You're cutting out.
Yep.
You-
What's your fucking question?
You're what?
All right.
All right.
So,
Well, that was a pain in the ass.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So it looks like Eli tried to call as well, which is stupid.
interesting.
Yeah. Whatever.
Call him back. I need Eli on the
No,
show.
I think he called the other phone while the other dude was calling. They're fucking trying to troll us a little bit.
You think they are? Or do you think he's trying to get ahead of something that the other guy's starting?
I have no idea. Eli, if you want to call, dude,
We have a voicemail.
No, he called right here. He was calling while the other guy was calling.
Yeah. We have a voicemail. Yeah. So I guess you don't want me to play it.
I'm checking it right now. Go and talk.
I'm talking.
Okay.
I was just going to look at the voice. I was going to play the voicemail live, but I'll wait.
It's just breathing.
No, nice.
No words.
That's what swirly sound like.
Yeah.
Oh, look at there.
That's Eli.
Should I answer it or not?
Go ahead.
Call from.
Dunn. Elisha Dunn.
Go ahead.
To accept, press 1.
Hey, dude.
Hello,
what's up?
Elisha. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello?
What's
Hello.
up, dude?
Hold on, I need to stop watching the stream. It's delayed.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, you should turn the stream down and listen to the phone.
Okay, sorry for my friend Zane. He choked on air.
He absolutely did choke. He sucks.
Choked like on that guy he's been making out with.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, his routine was as follows, and it's very simple. Are you guys China?
Yes.
China.
What?
When you laugh at your own punchline as you deliver
It means it's a shitty punchline.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Well, that ruined our entire show. So not really.
I think it did.
I didn't. I just don't care.
You go home and just slap him with your dick.
Not for
it's
another.
emasculating and arousing at the same
Right.
time.
Well, I mean, I can't do that until he's 18, which I have, like 3 more weeks.
Round up.
Right. It's close enough.
If you can do it in 3 weeks, then you should be able to do it now, right? It's just like the drinking.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that assaulting your stepson with your dick is way different than letting your daughter drink. Just saying. But if everything plays out well for him, he'll be assaulting your daughter with his dick in here in, about 4 weeks.
It could be the other way around.
This
could be the other way around.
This is true. Which I don't even know why he's listening. Get Dave Baker on the show? Yeah, fuck yeah, I want to get Dave Baker on the show.
Yeah, for sure.
But he's fucking
Get ordinary sausage on the show. God Lord, if I had $1 for every time Talon has said that.
Yeah. We need to get a better audience.
I'll tell you what,
dude.
Talon, you call ordinary sausage.
Yeah, you get him on here.
And
We'll
you
have
get
him on.
him on here. We'll have him on. I'll give you $5. Hey, at least I didn't say a shiny quarter. I'll give you Talon. You get ordinary sausage on here. I'll give you a T-shirt.
How I want to know how we went from like the greatness of Troy and whoever the fuck that other dude was
98
called us,
Wilson.
98 Wilson,
Trevor.
and Trevor
Yeah.
down to this. We have fallen so far in such a short amount
It's
of time.
because adults are in bed now.
I guess
and
that's
there's
true.
morons that are awake.
Yeah, I guess.
So
I guess.
Anyway,
I don't even know why Eli is
here's the
listening to
thing.
this. Like,
I
whatever.
hope that they all subscribe to the Patreon so they can hear the shit we're fixing to say about them when this stream goes off.
This is absolutely true because we're going to continue recording for a few minutes and
All right.
All right.
Until next week.
Yep.
Live stream 2 weeks from now, but audio too.
we're gonna have some guests
1
come.
week.
We'll announce it on the Instagram and on the.
We're gonna have some guests.
I'm working on it, baby.
Episode. I know you're working on it.
That's the plan.
Don't tease them.
We'll announce it.
These little boys can't handle a tease. They're gonna nut all over the place.
That's true. That's true. They've probably jerked off like 3 or 4 times since this thing started.
Yeah, probably.
Thinking about that fucking caressing.
They're
the
watching
neck
us on the phone and giving us cum tributes.
Right, probably. All right, guys.
Give us a thumbs up on Facebook at B3F Podcast. Follow us on Twitter at B3F Podcast and on Instagram at B3F_podcast. Send us your questions or comments to bfff.podcast@gmail.com. Rate us and review us wherever you listen to the show. And as always, thanks for listening.